We tried to tell people about Jordan Love. We tried to sound the alarm. We tried to tell people it was panic time because not enough people saw Jordan Love for what he is, a potential gem at the quarterback position. I tried to sound the panic alarm.
Alert. Alert. Panic mode initiated.
But no one was listening but you all. And so many of you have this man as your second quarterback in a 2 QB or Superflex league. Our favorite quarterback, him and Aaron Rodgers, are the two best quarterbacks you could deploy strategy-wise in rounds 3, 4, 5 in a Superflex draft. Jordan Love is looking like a Superflex monster.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Hold on. Let's fix the good old cameras real quick and try that. Let's run that back one more time. And then we're... Hello? All right. I think we're good to go. I think we got it fixed. Let's repeat that. Let's run that back. Rewind. Jordan Love is a Superflex monster.
Let's go, mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
And on that note, JSN is too. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now, broskies. File on in. Hit that like button.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
JSN looks the part. Jordan Love looks the part. This is there's so much going on in this 2023 preseason. It's fun. It's electric. There's a lot of telling things, I think, coming to the forefront. I know a lot of people take that mindset of take it with a grain of salt, and I think there is some logic to that. There's some wisdom to that. But at the same time, you've got to look at something from a perspective of evidence and support. And as I always tell people, if you believe something to be true and you see something in the combine or in a preseason game, that is something that you should act upon. It is something that's telling you, look, your vibe is right, your prediction is right, and Jordan Love is every bit as good as we've been touting him to be. And remember about 2 or 3 live streams ago, I don't know who it was that came in here and said, I forget what we're talking about it on the show, and I said I would take Jordan Love over Deshaun Watson. Not at cost, but in terms of my lineup, I would rather spend the Deshaun Watson draft capital on Pickens or McKinnon or whoever and get him on my roster. I'll take Jordan Love several rounds later because I think Jordan Love could outscore Deshaun Watson. And there were quite a bit of eye-rolling reactions and emotions going on said live stream. And I believe we're probably sitting in an environment right now. We can read the room. Everybody can drop a comment in the live stream right now and let me know what you're thinking. But who here doesn't believe it is possible that Jordan Love could outscore Deshaun Watson in 2023? And if you're holding on to Deshaun Watson, like, oh, he's going to be, the nostalgia, he's going to bounce back to what he was. He's looked very bad. He's looked spotty. He's had some moments, but he's had a lot of bad moments in camp and in the practices, the scrimmage. This guy hasn't looked back to form by any means. Not to mention the glossing over of bringing in DeAndre Hopkins, which would have helped solve that situation. You can roll your eyes at me. You can balk at me. You can bark at me. I really don't care. I'm taking this man several rounds later than Deshaun Watson, but not as my starter because I'm starting Joe Burrow, I'm starting Justin Fields, and I'm starting T. Law.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
No disrespect to our boy Jordan Love. Jordan Love is my backup. Jordan Love is the guy that comes in. He comes in and drops a monster wad the moment I need him. He's a super flex secret weapon. This is the biggest secret weapon, or was. Let's just say was. I think people are going to get on the train. This is the biggest secret weapon, or was, in Superflex. This was the guy you got in round 4, round 5. I got him in the Scott Fish Bowl so late, and now the cat is out of the bag. Jordan Love is going to be soon a semi-household name. Again, no one's trying to jump the gun and say, okay, we're going to leapfrog all these quarterbacks and just put them right up there with the big tier. No, and I'm not saying that at all. But this is a guy that's going from rags to riches just by being a super flex monster. This is your sleeper. This is the guy that wins you a league. This is why I say, hey, watch this video. And I have the video. It's how to dominate a super flex. And you talk about drafting your quarterback in the top 6 or 7. You get a top 1 to 6 pick in my Superflex, how to dominate a Superflex video and instruction. And then you go back to non-QB drafting for 2 or 3 or 4 rounds. And you swoop back in. And you pick up this guy, Jordan Love. You're going to the moon. You're going to the moon. James isn't going to the moon. James is going to the track because he's running laps. James P. Breece Hall is undraftable. Huh. Probably the worst take of the year. You know, we got to collect the worst take of the year, the best take. I think this is the worst take of the year. This has got to be. Let's see if I can save this. Let's put this somewhere. And then this will be the leading candidate for the worst take of the year. Maybe we put it over on the, I don't know. Let's take over. Let's see. Let's do a new empty scene. We'll turn this one into the worst take of the year. And let me pull that on here because this is definitely, and we'll have people that can maybe, unseat James probably. But this for sure has to be at the current moment the absolute worst take we've ever seen on the channel. James, congratulations. You have the worst take of the year.
Mashed potatoes!
I mean, that's not easy to do. Just walk in, open your mouth, worst take of the year. Just straight out. Appreciate you, James. Thank you. Anyway. You just don't even understand. Worst take of the year. I guess we could put that on Planet Uranus as well. I mean, this take belongs there for sure. So let's put it over there.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
Okay, there we go. So that's all tucked away. Thanks, James. Hope people don't say draft Breece so I can get him later. I hope so, Gene. Maybe we need more James, drafters out there. James the drafter. Anyway, where were we before James just derailed everything? JSN looks phenomenal too. And this is a mid-season monster that just might need to just be thrown right on the Moon Man list. We've had him on the Satellite Man list all year. We turned that into the mid-season monster. The only reason that I say he still could be a mid-season monster, and by mid-season I might be like week 3 or 4, is that he's still working himself into these 3 wide receiver, sets. And so it's a tough situation going into week 1, expecting him to be getting like the kind of targets and volume that actually make you consistent, as a rookie. So there is a little bit of a potential slow start or inconsistent start for JSN, even though we love JSN. This is a guy that could go out and have 30 yards one game, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns one game, 20 yards, 20 yards. But if Lockett were to get hurt, to the moon. You know what I'm saying? It's absolute glory. Why are we so low on Alvin Kamara, Daniel? This is probably maybe one of the second worst takes of the year. Good God. What are we doing tonight? What are we doing tonight with our lives? You know what I'm saying? Where's my worst take of the year? Where is that? Where is it at? Hold on.
And off he goes.
I'm trying to find that scene that I made. I got to make another one. I already lost it. I already lost where I put it. All right, let's make a new one. Hold on. If it's not one, it's another. All right. Why are we so low? Where is this? Why are we so low on Kamara? Kamara. Where's Kamara? Why are we so low on Kamara? That one right there. And then undraftable. Breece is undraftable. These are currently the two worst takes so far of the year. Come on. Come on. Daniel, if you don't know what you did wrong here, you know, at least tell me you're brand new to the channel or something. Because there's no excuse for this comment. And I honestly don't know if Daniel even knows what he did wrong at this point. I bet Daniel's maybe unsure what side I'm even on. This is bizarro world tonight. JSN to the moon. So, Daniel, the reason I'm sending you on major lappage, because no one, you cannot, Daniel, you cannot find a channel out there that's told you to draft Alvin Kamara more than me. You will not. You cannot find one single channel that tells you to draft Alvin Kamara more than me. So this is just one of those questions, Daniel, that has you it sends you on laps. Because it makes you realize, all of us realize, you haven't been here. You've been lacking in attendance. B, it's like telling somebody that invented the light bulb, why don't you invent the light bulb? Good God, son. JSN is a midseason monster, and he might be a moon man right away, but what people need to understand about midseason monsters is that midseason monsters will be moon men. These guys are all moon men. It's just, and Breece Hall is actually on the moon men list. He's also a midseason monster. He's just such a big midseason monster. And really early season, early to midseason, maybe even week one still. I think people just don't understand Breece Hall's situation at all because he's on the field. Dalvin Cook isn't. Dalvin Cook is injured right now. Dalvin Cook has an injured shoulder that he's recovering from. And this man right here, Breece Hall, is the one on the field. So he's a midseason monster / people underrating his ability to come out week one swinging. But Herbert, JSN, Flowers, these all become moon men by midseason or way earlier. It could be week 2. It could be week 1. It doesn't mean that it has to be mid-season. It just means you're buying them with that expectation. And if they come out stronger right away like JSN, you win a league. You win a league. Even if they're a mid-season monster, by mid-season you win a league. But JSN, if JSN decides to perk up a little early and erect himself into the fantasy football glory, guess what? JSN is taking you, son, to the moon and to your fantasy championship. Kamara's on the Uranus list for being a trash person. Correct, Jared.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Jared knows what he's talking about. Mixon, trash person.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
Shanahan he's on the planet for pissing me off all the time. Okay? Let's go over one more time.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
Bad person. Weird person. Bad person and bad person. These Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Deshaun Watson, Joe Mixon, and Kyle Shanahan are all planet Uranus men. It doesn't mean that Shanahan can't have a good offense. Doesn't mean Shanahan doesn't potentially get the most out of Debo this year or whatnot. Doesn't mean that Alvin Kamara isn't one of the best players to draft in 2023, period. But there's a reason every single one of these gentlemen is on the planet Uranus men. Planet Uranus, a.k.a. Uranus. There are rings around Uranus, if you guys didn't know there actually are. They didn't know that for a while, till years and years ago, but they have figured out there are rings. There are rings. Everybody, let's see here, Shanahan. Let's get to the super chats real quick, then we're going to get to a draft. But we're here tonight to talk about Jordan Love. We're here tonight to talk about JSN. And let's see where we draft these gentlemen. But this is a league winner in Superflex. This is one of the best backup quarterbacks in fantasy football 2023 in a 1 QB league. No one needs to be starting Jordan Love. You're going to draft him so that if he becomes as good as we think he could become, you have options. You could trade him away. You could trade your starting quarterback away. And you could roll with him and pick up a Derek Carr, whoever, and you could potentially have yourself an extra piece for your team if, let's say, you get hit by injury. Let's say you get hit by injury. Think about this from a more dynamic perspective. You should be looking at your backup, and I'm going to have a video on this I need to write down, backup QBs, because it's such an important, I feel like nobody has content on backup QBs. Nobody has content on backup QBs. I'm going to create a video, hopefully tomorrow, on how important it is to get the best backup you can get. Always assume the worst. Just like an NFL team. Just like Shanahan should have assumed about his quarterback situation. Always assume the worst. And guess what? Something happens to your quarterback. Jordan Love's going in. You better have somebody that can ball out. You better have somebody that can blow away expectations. And on top of that, let's say Jordan Love is the guy. And let's say you get decimated by a injury to another position. It doesn't have to be to your quarterback. Let's say your top running back goes down. Last year, Breece Hall went down. And you needed an RB, didn't you? And you could have maybe traded away your quarterback. Let's say you draft Herbert this year. And you got Jordan Love as your backup. Now you have at least a play to try and get back into the mix. I'm not saying it's everybody's favorite move. I'm saying you have a play. You have a card that you can play. Some would call it a card of desperation. Some might call it a, hey, I believe in Jordan Love, and if Herbert can go get me a low-end RB1 or a high-end RB2 that I think could quietly become an RB1, then all of a sudden you got yourself a running back to replace your injured player because you were smart and you looked at this as an investment, not just I'll just grab someone. That's what everybody says about backup quarterbacks. I'm here to change that, and my video will describe why. JSN is one of the very, very craftiest wide receiver threes in fantasy football, and he really is one of those guys you maybe draft and you don't necessarily shove out there in week one. I probably would because I'm a dice-rolling mofo. But this is a guy where, kind of like Kincaid, you're drafting him as your starter, but your fourth drafted wide receiver, or in Kincaid's case, your second drafted tight end, might actually start week one over JSN or over Kincaid. And that's just you being such a futuristic, predicting mofo. Okay? That's what that's about. And JSN could win leagues. Plain and simple. Let's get these super chats in here. Young dropping one says, got Bijan and Pollard in my 12-man draft. That is fantastic. I'm interested what your receiving crew looks like. If you got Ridley or something like that, you're in the money, bro. Last action with the $2 hauler says, mashed potatoes, appreciate you, my guy. Oren dropping one. Been getting love round 7 Superflex on Sleeper. Oren, how's that treating you, Oren? Are you feeling like a little genius? Because you should be, bro. Oren, your melon is too heavy for your neck. Your brain's too big, Oren. You're an absolute genius. And everybody in here that's been scooping up love left and right, ignoring all the other channels and haters that say, oh, he's too, green. He doesn't, whatever. Jordan Love. He's here to stay. He's here to stay. No one's calling him a top 5 quarterback. We're calling him what he is, a potential QB2 gem that puts options on the table for you if said starting quarterback goes down or other lateral player goes down on your team. And you got to make some quarterback moves to open up some power and opportunity for your roster. Oren, appreciate you. $5 hauler from Garrett, who says, Smitty, do you like double stack at pick 11 or Pollard plus double stack? You mean double decker? You mean double decker, Garrett? Let me show you the double decker. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about with the double decker.
The double decker pronounced double-decker in academic circles, is drafting both Amon St. Brown, Garrett Wilson back-to-back in rounds 1 and 2, the double-decker.
Double-decker makes me happy. Makes me smile, Garrett. Makes me a happy, jolly man. As does this avatar, which I still don't know what that is. Can someone tell me what animal that is? Is that an antelope? What is that? Do you like the double stack, the double-decker, at number 11 or Pollard plus Wilson Amon-Ra? I love them both. The double-decker is really, if you're going to take some sort of side decker, one outside, one inside, Pollard probably fits that bill. Pollard, St. Brown. Pollard, Garrett Wilson. St. Brown, Wilson, all very much in the same bowl. Same bowl, bro. Same double-deckering bowl, I'll tell you. I love it all. Any other must-draft guys around in round 5? Javante's starting to become one. Kenneth Walker's the best pick in fantasy football round 5, period. End of story. I don't want to hear a single argument. Fields in round 5 is the best pick in fantasy football. I don't want to hear an argument. I got 2 of them. They're tied. Gibbs is the best pick in fantasy football 2023, period. End of story. Well, it's true, though. It's true, because I have this as my evidence of, okay, Smitty loves everybody. No, I love 4 more than most. This is it. And there's evidence to what I'm just saying. Burrow is one of the best 4 picks in fantasy football 2023. Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the best 4 picks in fantasy football 2023. Walker's the other. Fields is the other. These are the very best 4 picks you can make in fantasy football 2023. Now, in 1 QB, you're clearly not drafting both of these guys, and in 2 QB, you can't draft both of these guys, Fields and Burrow. But you know what I'm saying. If you haven't drafted a quarterback yet, best pick in fantasy football, or in the top 4, you haven't drafted a quarterback yet, he's gone. One of the best 4 picks in fantasy football. These are the 4 that I've narrowed down, even though I'm as excited about each one of them individually when I talk about them. And Bijan's really like this alternate, but he's going so high he doesn't fall into the value bucket quite the same. You know how I feel about Bijan. I don't need to beat a dead horse on that. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is where championships are won, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. So appreciate you. Round 5. Javante's in there too, but Walker and Fields and Burrow and those are some of the big dogs there that win you leagues, my guys. So there you go. Oren, I appreciate you. Garrett, appreciate you. Overcome is the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, Garrett, for that question. That was a great question. Breece's pieces are Skywalker. Skywalker by far, and I think that, this illustration right here, this little beauty right here, I think emphasizes that. You know what I mean? I love Hall in round 5 almost near as much as Walker in 4-5. But even if both of them were sitting there at 5.2 and I had the 1 pick, I'm taking Walker. But you have to grab Charbonnet. There's no question about it. If you don't grab Charbonnet and you draft Walker and you have the opportunity, it's not like you had Walker in a Dynasty league and you don't get the pick in order to get Charbonnet. If you, listen to me, look into my eyes, because this is for you. If you draft Walker and you botch drafting Charbonnet because you just wait too long, you have messed up royally. It still may work out for you. I hope it does. But you have literally punted away so much of your power and ability to win your league if crap hits the fan. Okay? So please understand. And the reason I kind of aggressively attack that is so that if you haven't drafted yet, you remember it. Those that haven't drafted yet, understand that you're literally punting away so much of your ability to divert risk by missing out on the Charbonnet Walker cuff. Do not even attempt to go Walker if you don't have the balls or foresight to go get Charbonnet at almost a half a round early type of cost if push comes to shove and your ADP is falling a certain way. Your suggested rank is falling a certain way. You're at 95 overall, and you're like, I want to push it to 122. Like, don't push it to, you got to take them. You got to take them. Don't be a Bob. Don't be a Bob. It's a really simple concept, and it wins leagues. Overcome, appreciate you. So Skywalker alone versus Breece, and they're both in round 5. I still probably pick Skywalker, and but I mean Breece Hall around 5 is a smash. Win a league. I'd almost put in a 5th spot on that, the 5th card, and put Breece Hall around 5. Can win leagues as much as those guys. It's very, very good. $10 hauler from Riv Yera, my guy.
The moon.
From Riv. Riv says this right here. Riv says, Smitty, I think I messed up at 12 PPR Superflex second pick redraft. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Okay, Superflex second pick. How'd you mess up with Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, first of all? Aaron Jones, Damian Pierce, Sun God, Jalen Waddle, Hunter Henry, Christian Watson, benches, Pickett, London, Pickens. You didn't mess up. Taking a lap on Hall and better tight end. Why are you taking a lap on Hall? I don't know what we're looking at here. What did you mess up on? First of all, your quarterbacks are through the roof, bro. Did you pass on Breece Hall somewhere? I love the team. You got a lot of firepower to go get an RB too. You could probably trade for Breece Hall on the cheap using some of your wide receivers. Don't touch St. Brown. Trade Aaron Jones or Pierce to go get Hall or Walker or Gibbs. Those would be my targets. You got to throw in London, or look. I honestly, I would even trade Waddle on the high, because I don't value Waddle as a second round player like everybody else. So it's not that I hate Waddle. It's not that I'm telling you to go get rid of Waddle. But if you can take Waddle and turn him into an electric running back like Walker and get some more in addition. And please understand what I'm saying, Riviera and everybody else watching. Walker's a 4th or 5th round pick. Waddle's a 2nd round pick. Did I say go trade them straight up? I did not. If anybody in here is saying, did he just say trade Waddle for Walker? This guy's crazy. You aren't listening to me. Because you can get the world. Waddle's a 2nd round pick. And he doesn't, I believe, deserve to necessarily be there. And so you have so much firepower to go get Breece Hall and something massive. You've got Christian Watson already, but a Christian Watson type. You know what I'm saying? Go get Walker and a DJ Moore type. You can do something pretty amazing with that Waddle situation, bro. Love the team. Fantastic. Please bring the trade to me before you make some crazy move, though. Ty Lee says, Dynasty 10-man Superflex. Burrow, Gibbs, Walker, Olave, Christian Watson, Pickens, London, JSN, Sky Moore. Love it. Who's your second quarterback, though? I don't see one. Not saying you can't win with this in a Superflex without the second quarterback, but it is very, very difficult. Very difficult to win a Superflex without a very good second quarterback like Jordan Love, Ty Lee. I don't know if you can buy him. Yeah, Burrow, Gibbs. Yeah, I don't see a second quarterback here unless I'm missing it somewhere. I don't think Christian Watson, not Deshaun Watson. I don't see your second quarterback, Ty Lee. You can survive. You got a really good flex. I'm not saying it can't win. It's a 10-man league. You might even get lucky with like a Cunningham. You pick him up, if he starts playing ball. Bradbury dropping a $5 wad says, my boy Jarrett thinks Damian Pierce is undraftable. Either I need to take a lap or he does, because that is a wild take. Bradbury, you don't need to take no lap at all. First of all, you look absolutely smashing. I feel underdressed to my own show. This is one of the most dapper suits I've ever seen in my life. I feel ashamed of myself right now. Although I'm wearing Grindhouse gear, so I can't be ashamed of myself. I just feel like I'm just underdressed to the party. I got to see if Grindhouse, because this is the best, most comfortable clothing. Mine might be more comfortable than yours. I'll just say that, Branberry. Grindhouse. Go get your Grindhouse on. Grindhouse, GRNDHAUS. It is some of the best apparel I've ever put on. I swear to you, I'm not even kidding. I do not back brands I don't believe in. I don't. And I begged Grindhouse to come back. They wanted to come back. Like, absolutely. They love it here, too. But like I literally was like, please come back. I love working with you guys. I love promoting you. I love wearing the clothing. They send me clothing, so I'm a little biased to wanting to get some. Here's the link for that right here. So Grindhouse. Maybe I got to get them to make me a hoodie suit, with like a tie, and I could wear it so when Branberry comes on screen, I won't feel so underdressed. You'll never take a lap in that suit, Branberry. And I appreciate your super chat. You are the man. How far to let JT fall? I let him fall until someone else drafts him. I'm never drafting JT this year. You know why overcome? Because no one's letting him fall to like the 5th round. No one's letting him fall to the mid-4th. I'm just not going near him. And on top of that, overcome, I swear to you, if let's say JT was there at 5.1 and Walker was still on the board, I would take Kenneth Walker before I take JT. I'm not saying I draft Kenneth Walker where JT's going again for the unaware Unger out there or the angry Angus that's typing away right now. Did Smitty say he would draft Walker over JT? In the context that I mapped out, yes. If JT fell to 5.1 where Walker's going and I have both of them on the board, I wouldn't hesitate for a split second. Give me Walker over JT all day. JT is a walking, ticking time bomb. There's so many things wrong with that situation. And could I be wrong on it? Sure. But why take the risk? Why take the risk when he apparently has 2 injuries, a back and the ankle, and he's also got animosity. He's also got a stat or a brass to the top floor of Irsay that doesn't believe in him. They don't want to extend him. He's unhappy. He can't stay healthy. He can't get healthy. He can't even get healthy. And if he's faking it all to try and initiate a trade, then so be it. But those are a lot of ifs, and for a trade to even go down is a big what if. I'm not banking any of my fantasy football season on that type of what if game. Been watching you, Smitty, for at least 2 years or more, but now finally catching you live. It's been a long time since you've been here. Let me see if I don't know if I have. Let me pull up the YouTube exclusive membership stuff just in case anybody's dropping that. Double D's in here. I got to make sure I see him dropping his YouTube exclusive memberships. I appreciate this, Landon, and I'm so glad you were able to get in here and catch me live. But I've been watching your streams when I get home. You've helped me win my league twice already. Just want to show some support. I can't thank you enough for dropping a $20 hauler. What an amazing comment. What an amazing guy Landon is. And what an amazing feeling to have somebody come in here and literally have no reason to give back to me. Could continue to just watch in silence. And instead he wants to come out here and say he appreciates me. I appreciate you, Landon. And you dropped a $20 hauler, son. And that means we celebrate you.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Landon, thank you so much, my guy. And let's win a third one, okay? Let's win a third one or however many there are. Appreciate you. 402 caller, you're live. Where are you calling from, and who is this? Corey from Nebraska. Corey, I appreciate you dialing in. Can you hang tight real quick while I answer this super chat and get this one off the books? I don't want to. No problem. I don't want to make my boy overcome weight. He's always dropping these. Just did. Okay, so Corey from where? Nebraska. Okay, got you in here. All right, hang tight. Let's see here. Just did a 12-man redraft. T-Lob, Bijan Gibbs, Javonte Olave, Watson, London, Dotson, Chigakonkwo, and Kincaid. Very young team. 12-man redraft. T-Lob, Bijan Gibbs, Javonte Olave, Watson, London. Very solid. And you're right. I bet you anything you're ranked number 10, 11, 12 on the like ESPN or sleeper ranking or whatever. Like, oh, you had a horrible draft, because none of those guys have delivered even close to their potential yet, especially the rookies. They give the rookies no value. They're going to give Olave, Watson, London, and Dotson no value. Chigakonkwo, no value. You're probably ranked the worst team by far by your league management software or app, and that's okay, because that tends to tell you something, that you drafted against the stupid grain that is such, copy paste cookie cutter. So Overcome, you did good work, pal. Or that was Owen, not Overcome. I'm sorry, Owen. Sorry, Overcome. I mixed your two super chats up. Thank you for yours, Overcome, and thank you for yours, Owen. Appreciate you. All right, now we've got Corey from Nebraska on the phone. Corey, what's up, my man?
Well, I just did a 12-man PPR on Sleeper, right? With the fourth pick, picked up Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Second pick, Garrett Wilson. Third pick, Cooper Kupp. Fourth was...
Wait, hold it. Can we go over this one more time? This is a 12-man redraft?
Yes.
Okay, you took Hill, Garrett Wilson, and who?
Cooper Kupp.
How did Cooper Kupp fall in it's a 10 or 12,
Right.
you said?
It's a 12-man.
12-man redraft.
Yeah.
And Cooper Kupp fell to your third pick?
Third pick. Apparently he wasn't going to do anything this year to them.
Well, that's weird that there would be 11 other people that feel that way. Like, I'm very much pessimistic on Cooper Kupp at number 4. At number 4. Like, number 4 overall. Like, if Cooper Kupp fell to the 12-13 turn, like, why are you gonna pass on Cooper Kupp, even if he missed 4, 5, 6 games? And yeah.
Had I known that, I would have taken Kelsey.
Honestly, you were in a dilemma. This is redraft, mind you guys, where you ended up taking Garrett Wilson over Kupp, and you still got Kupp, which I don't know that you would have had the other way around. Like, I don't know that it would have happened the other way around. So you actually made a gutsy, ballsy, weird-ass move, and it, worked out great. Who's your fourth player?
Fourth player, let's see, I believe it was Najee.
Okay.
Najee, then Justin Herbert, and then Waller. And I picked up Christian Watson.
Christian Walker or?
Christian Watson.
Oh, they said Christian Walker.
Oh, no.
Okay, Herbert, C. Watson, and who was before that?
Waller. In the sixth.
That's good, bro. You crushed that draft.
And then Javonte Williams and T. Ryan. But get this, right? I still picked up Kincaid and Herbert, right? Khalil Herbert.
Nice.
I've got T. Ryan, so I've got the cuff. However, I just made a trade for Javonte Williams and T. Ryan for Walker.
Yeah, I mean, I take Walker all day. Try and get Charbonnet somehow. In this league,
he just fell to the waivers. Someone just fell.
Yeah, dude, Brady didn't let me finish. I was going to say, in this league, he's on the waiver wire. Jeez.
So,
bro's got Charbonnet.
Yeah.
I had forgive me, I'm not going to divulge the guy's name that sent me this text today on my text line. I'm sure he won't mind. I'm not giving away who it is, but he sent me a text today and said, Smitty, I just got Bijan off the waivers. And I said, and I sent him an immediate message back. I said, no, you didn't. And he said, Smitty, I swear to you, I just picked him up off waivers. I go, no, you didn't. I sent him a message back, and he goes, I did. I go, let me tell you what happened. You ready? Because I don't want him to be upset. You either picked up Brian Robinson, or your rookie draft hasn't happened yet, and you just walked in and picked up one of the rookies that aren't locked down. He sent me a message while I was sending that. It said, my commissioner just sent me an angry message saying, drop Bijan. The rookie draft hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
Bro, I was laughing so hard. He was laughing too, but I was like, I knew, I didn't even like entertain it. I didn't even say like, no way. I was like, you didn't. That's fairy tale land. That's fairy tale stuff. Charbonnet shouldn't be available in your league on waivers. That's ridiculous. Cooper Kupp falling to your third pick is ridiculous. Someone was unconscious when this draft took place. Multiple people were passed out. Maybe they work at a dentist office and somebody left the laughing gas on. And 7 people in the league are in the office. They all passed out. Here you are just drafting away Cooper Kupp, a third round. Get out of here, Corey.
It's wild. The grandmas, I know. One guy took
the dentist office league.
Najee fell the second round in this draft.
All right.
One guy took Barkley, not Najee Harris, Bijan. Barkley, Bijan, and Gibbs.
All right. Hey, what else you got? Because the people in the chat are like, this call's wasting my time. That's what people are saying. And don't take offense to that. Take that as a badge of honor. But it's like people are like, can we talk about something that's realistic to about 90% of the population? All right. Hey, call back Corey if you've got anything else about a player.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, pal. All right.
What else you got?
Avi, go ahead. You're live.
I just wanted to talk. I just want to talk about Jordan Love. Wait, let me lower. I was watching the whole Packers game, and he looked so smooth. People are not getting your point. He's your backup quarterback. We want. He's the guy who comes in for your bye week if your quarterback gets banged up for a week. So I wasn't on the Jordan Love train, I'd say a month ago, but I'm on the train. And Javonte Williams, RB1 potential.
Hey,
I'd say like RB 10 to 13ish.
Hey, Avi, you're welcome. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, Jordan Love. And here's the greater point that I feel like people aren't even getting, and I said this at the top of the show, is that I'm gonna do a video on it. Why backup quarterback might be one of the most important positions you draft is that it doesn't just secure you like I can still move forward if, let's say, your team's firing off and you just have that invincible Superman, syndrome. Nothing's going to happen to me. And your top quarterback goes down, a top 5 guy goes down. And you kind of took it like I'll just grab somebody approach. That is the dumbest way to approach your backup quarterback. Yeah. You got like Friday Night Lights. You got to plan for the worst. And Jordan Love not only can step in and explode, right? Jordan Love can open the door if, let's say, let's say you draft Cooper Kupp and he ends up, breaking his leg, or whatever. Cooper Kupp now is out, and now you have Herbert ahead of Jordan Love, and now you have one hand to play. It's not a comfortable hand. It's not something you want to do, but guess what? You have to do it. You have to pull your big boy pants up, put your balls on the table, and say, Jordan Love, you're going into the lineup. Herbert, I'm sending you off for a wide receiver. It is what it is, and I'm going to take my shot. That's how important Jordan Love is, because he allows you the flexibility to play a wild card hand. If you need to use your Herbert or your quarterback, you do draft ahead of him to go get wide receiver value. It's that important. It's that simple, and no one talks about it. And your boy Smitty's bringing you a video tomorrow on it because it's that important to me.
Yeah, every year I make sure I have like a stable backup quarterback. You never know what's going to happen in football any given Sunday. So and I also want to say about JSN, I think DK and Lockett, those guys are going to be, I wouldn't draft either of those two guys. It has to be JSN. So, yeah. I think people want you to start the draft too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I know. I love Jordan Love.
All right. Hey, guys, let's get into a draft real quick. I don't even know if I'm going to live stream the entire draft. I'm super tired tonight. I probably will. Normally when I say that, I end up going like 2 hours longer, my show. But let me put this on the top level here. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Here's the link to Grindhouse one more time. Let me drop that. Here is the link to Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Where Underdog will match up to $100 on your first deposit. So click that bad boy. Get into the draft. The link is, I'm pinning the link right now in the live chat. And if you go ahead and click that link, it will, if you're new, your first deposit will be matched up to $100. So that's amazing, right? And then second, you'll be able to get in this draft here in a second with us. So hit that link that I just pinned in the live chat. It's in the description of every video. The promo code is Smitty. That link inserts promo code Smitty for you. If you're watching the replay, the link's in the description of every single video, and you can sign up ahead of time. Let's say it's tomorrow at noon and you're watching this. Hello, tomorrow. Okay, sign up right now at noon tomorrow, today. Okay, I'm talking to future you, so that you can play in the next draft and not have to sign up then. So just do it in advance. So we're gonna scroll through to the 5th card, I believe. It's Puppy 3. Don't click the green button yet. It's $1 million in prizes. It's $200K to first place, $100K to second. Click the green button now. And if you don't get into this draft, get into the one right behind it. It's fine. We'll talk it through. We'll all be in it together at the end of the day because we're all essentially like walking each other through it and all. Let me get to these super chats real quick. Then I'm going to go over to Stefan. Then I'm going to go over to... Actually, Marsman Rock Out, go ahead and talk to me while I hit these super chats or get these organized. What's up, my guy?
I just sent you a super chat.
Okay, let me look for it here. Hold on one second. This one's from Heat.
You have to take a lap.
This one's from Heat. This one's from Sealy. This one's from Rock Out. Taking a lap. My team, QB Fields, Love, CMC, Gibbs, AK, Pierce, Pacheco, McKinnon, wide receivers, Garrett Wilson, Watson, Pickens, JSN. Look, Rock Out, I'm not calling you. You're one of the most honest guys I know, so I don't take this the wrong way. But this is one of those things, if I didn't know you, I'd call you a liar. I'd call you a liar to your face. I would say, I trust Rock Out. So he's not. He's an honorable man. But what in the hell is this, bro? How you pull this off? I don't even understand how you draft this, Rock Out. Is this on an underdog draft? Or is this a 4-man league? Or is this one of those bar sheets where you can pick any player you want on it and just check them? Like,
NFL. I just got chosen to go to it.
But is this got to be 8-man?
10.
Okay. Bro, in 10-man, this is still ridiculous. Ridiculous. Almost, if I didn't know you, and you came in and told me you drafted this in a 10-man, I'd call you a liar. I'd call you a stinking liar, and I'd say, what in the hell is this? You're trying to pull a fast one on me. Fields, Love, CMC, Gibbs, AK, Pierce, Pacheco, McKinnon, Garrett Wilson, Watson, Pickens, JSN can't even get into your lineup. Ridiculous, Rock Out. I love it. Good job, bro. This one from Owen says, I'm ranked 12th. I'm ranked 12th on, and what's that in, Owen? Oh, yeah, from your ESPN draft. Like I said, he gave me his team. I said, you're probably the worst ranked person, and I called that. He says he's ranked 12th. I knew it. I knew it just by him telling me his team. Sealy dropping a $5 hauler on screen. The draft started, JJ at number 1. Again, if you missed out, click that link in the live chat. Join the draft right behind us. Click on the puppy. It's just the 5th card. When you open up the Underdog app, there's those cards in the front. Swipe to the 5th one. Get in the puppy. It's $5. Jump in. We got Deal picking Bijan. That's definitely one of our guys. No one's picking Bijan number 1 or 2 overall unless you're in our community and you can spot it from a mile away, right? Sealy's 12-man double flex PPR league. What do you do? What do you think? And what should I target next? I've got Justin Fields, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, and DJ Moore so far. Sealy, you know I don't love Josh Jacobs. You know I don't love Devontae Adams. Maybe you're a Raider fan, and that's okay. You can draft with your heart, too. Don't think I know everything all the time, every time. I miss a lot of stuff, bro. That's just the nature of this game. I like to think I land more than I hit, or no one would be here. But, trust your gut on Adams and Jacobs. Next up, I kind of need to know who's there. But I'd say based on this, so you've got CeeDee Lamb, Adams, Jacobs, Fields, DJ Moore. You're talking about, I think Walker's probably gone, Christian Watson, Drake London, Javonte Williams. Those are all players that I absolutely love in that territory. Maybe a round later, Waller, if you wanted to go that route. I'm drafting from the 11th spot here. Sealy, those are the things that come to mind without any kind of without any kind of name list of guys to go through. It's hard for me to really attack that for you any better than that. Heat dropping this $10 wad. All $10 super chats get a moonshot. My boy Heat dropping the heat. Comes in with a super chat saying Smitty, Adams, or Wilson at the turn 12. Heat, I don't draft Adams at all in round 2. At all. I don't go near him. He's got Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the football, and I know in the preseason he's gone 3 or 4, whatever it is. And he's throwing hospital balls all year long. I want nothing to do with Adams at second round value. If Adams was in the 3rd round, I'd definitely contemplate it, but there are still players that I like more. St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Tony Pollard, all better than Adams in my opinion. So that's my answer there. Trust your gut. Looks like I'm on the clock here at the 11 pick. Let's go Garrett Wilson. Doing it live. Garrett Wilson, let's ride. I got Rock Out drafting at the 12 and 13. I know he's going to do some sort of sniping action right here, and that's okay. You pay good money to be in this. Don't draft around me. Draft for yourself, Rock Out. Go get the chip. I got the 12th pick. Also, when should we draft Jameson Williams and Javonte? Javonte 5'6". Jameson, I don't know that I'm even like drafting him unless the flow tells me to. You know, there's no set place to draft him because I just don't know where he's going to fall. And he's literally, you know, not guaranteed to even be good upon his return. He already got hurt again. He continues to disappoint. Pollard and Amon-Ra is fantastic. I could go CeeDee Lamb here. I could go Barkley here. I could go 100 different ways. I'll probably roll with Lamb chops. We'll go with a version of the double-decker Garrett Wilson CeeDee Lamb. I love that variant of our double-decker, which is Amon-Ra and Garrett Wilson, or Amon-Ra and Pollard, or Garrett Wilson and Pollard. I think Lamb qualifies as a very, very close alternate that we can throw into the mix there. Landon, again, appreciate you. Owen, appreciate you. Owen, appreciate you. Rockout, appreciate you. Sealy, appreciate you. Heat, appreciate your super chat. Again, Wilson by a country mile. Amon-Ra, Pollard, all those guys over Adams for me. And thanks again for that $10 moonshot hauler. Oscar coming in hot with a $5 hauler, says full PPR 10-man super flex. Let me scroll this over so you guys can follow along with the draft. Let's see, 10-man full PPR Superflex 2QB. First time doing this and need help. Strategy, back-to-back QB. What pick are you at? Does he say? I mean, if you're in a top 6-7 pick, you go with one of the quarterbacks. If let's say you're at the 10 spot, I think T-Law is going to be there. I think T-Law will probably be there for you, and you take him. You take one quarterback, but then I go Chaser, JJ, or Bijan with that other pick, and I get Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers as your second quarterback at the 4-round territory if possible. You know, especially in a 10-man, you can pull that off. Like fourth round, I'm taking Love or Aaron Rodgers, and I go literally Fields, obviously, or Burrow, and then T-Law or Lamar, and that's how I kind of approach that. But make sure you get a quarterback with that first pick. Hopefully, you've got a top like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 picks. You can get Fields or above. Fields, Burrow, Hurts, Mahomes, Josh Allen. Not any specific order, but that's how I'd approach that. Call in if you want more detailed advice on that. And thank you for your super chat. Any draft strategies for the 4 spot in a 10-man league? Yeah, it's Kelsey, Bijan if the 2 wide receivers are gone, and I don't mind taking any one of those 4, like at 1 overall. And in a 10-man league specifically, is this a 10-man league? Yeah, 10-man league. You're going to have so many wide receivers available, so many running backs available. That Kelsey approach works beautifully too, because you're going to be loaded at running back and wide receiver. You won't even be able to tell. You could take Kelsey off your roster, show it to somebody, and they go, that's a good team. And you couldn't do that last year or years before. Such a deep wide receiver running back crew. If it's premium, you got to go Kelsey probably. But I would say give me Bijan. I'd say give me Bijan. Let me draft some elite wide receivers. You could fill up a wide receiver room, even going Bijan at number 1 overall. You could fill up a wide receiver room that still looked like Ridley, Christian Watson, in London and Pickens probably, if I had to guess. These teams so far, Big Dog Stark from the 1 spot, JJ, Mahomes, T. Higgins. I like that. That's a good little start there, pal. Bijan, Hurts, Mark Andrews. That's very interesting and solid. Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Josh Allen. I like that a lot. A lot of good teams so far. Tyreek Hill, Waddle. Again, not a big fan of Waddle in round 2. He's a second option on his team. Not saying he's not amazing, but I can't draft a second option on the team with a quarterback that's 1 hit away from never playing again as my second drafted player. I just can't do it. Ridley's a little early, but I even like Ridley more. That's a really early pick at 20, but I like it. It looks good. It feels good. And look at his, Cooper. Amari Cooper in the 3rd round. Who is this? This can't be one of our guys. Amari Cooper in the 3rd round. That just, you reach on Ridley, it's fine. Like, it's high. But then you reach again on Cooper, you're just literally stepping in your own crap. I don't know about that one. This one right here, Travis Kelce, Olave, Gibbs, love that. Cooper Kupp, Derrick Henry, and who? We'll see. Man, I can't believe Amari Cooper. And there's always people that defend it too. Like, no matter what, there's going to be somebody in the chat that says, Cooper's pretty good, Schmitty. Like, can't you just accept that that's a bad pick, even if you like Amari Cooper? Can't we just get behind the logic on that he doesn't belong in the third round? But somebody's going to come in and get upset about it. Let me prepare for my pick right here. Let's see. Is that who just went? DJ Moore. That's kind of a good pick right there. That's kind of a nice pick.
Wow, DJ Moore.
Yeah. I'm in a little bit of a pickle here because I can't really come back. I can't really come back and get any of these guys, so I'm going to have to reach a little bit on some of these players here. This is a big reach, and I feel almost irresponsible doing it. Who do you have rock out? Okay. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I know you're probably going to take one of these quarterbacks. I'm just going to do it because I don't want to lose out on him in this build. So I'm going Fields. I imagine you're going with one of the quarterbacks, and I could have just left Burrow or Fields to fall to me, but there's so many players that I really like right here. It didn't really concern me or scare me at all to let you take one guy with the quarterback. I'm almost positive you're going Burrow. I know you very, very well. You don't have to. Don't feel forced to do it either. Like, do what you want. Surprise me if you want. You didn't. Joe Burrow. But I'd rather you take one guy and me get Fields with this particular build. I love Burrow. I draft Burrow all the time, 50-50 to me. But I just want Fields with this particular build. Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Fields. My next pick is upcoming here. Let's see what I do. Let's see what Rockout does. Who's Rockout taking right here? And let me circle around the phone line in a second, guys. Thank you for being patient. I'm coming to Stefan next. Josh Jacobs, okay. Not a pick I'd make, but I'm glad you're sticking to your guns and you don't. That's good that you're not letting anybody else influence you. Can I say one thing? I've been very critical of Ramondre. Looked good tonight. It's a preseason game. He looked good tonight. I do wonder if there's any concern at all. But I'm going to take a guy just a tad bit early. He's not coming back to me. And I want to make sure I secure a running back one in my mind. I'm taking Kenneth Walker. Probably goes in 5 a lot of the time, but in a community of ours, I doubt he goes past mid-4. So why not just take him now? I've got Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Fields, and Kenneth Walker. So I feel pretty good about that. All right, let me get these super chats out of the way, and then I'm going straight to the phone line, circling around the phone line. Oscar dropping this super chat. Appreciate you, Oscar. Thank you very much, Heat, for dropping that Adams question. This one right here. Oh, I already got the Oscar. Oscar, thank you for your super chat. Call in if you have another question. Any draft strategies for the 4 spot? Again, I covered that one. Thank you for that. Charles T in the building. Let's go, Bijan. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you. Charles T's an absolute super chatting baller and supporter here, so I wanted to give him this moonshot. Praying my league did not see Kincaid and Deuce footage tonight. They looked in fuego. Yeah, Kincaid. Look, Kincaid is the next Kelsey. There's a reason we play this over and over. Can't wait for it. Thank you for the super chat, the $5 holler, Carrie. You are the man. Bobby dropping a $5 says love the Jordan Love talk. Taking Love instead of A-Rod to stack depth on the bench. I lean A-Rod. I still do. But sometimes I draft Love and Aaron Rodgers. In the throne draft, we have Fields, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love. And you definitely don't need to take Jordan Love over Aaron Rodgers. You can grab both of them that way. And not everybody likes to field 3 quarterbacks, but we certainly did. And I'm not scared of that at all. This is from Thomas. Thomas, my boy. Thomas says, thoughts on me offering DJ Moore and Pitts for Waller and Dalvin Cook. I'd rather have DJ Moore and Pitts. I don't think Waller guarantees you anything different than Pitts does. They're both risk. They're both injury risks. If anything, Waller's probably a touch more injury prone because he's an older player. He got hammered in that game. He looked good. He got targeted twice. I think he's going to be spoon-fed by Danny Dimes and Dable's offense. But he got hit really hard on the second play, back-to-back targets, and he grimaced on the sideline, went to the sideline. I told you this, Thomas. And I know you're super high on Waller, but not at the cost of DJ Moore, bro. I don't do it. I don't do it. I know you got Breece Hall in this league as well. He told me, I know this in advance because we did a draft call. But bro, I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that at all. No, keep DJ Moore. DJ Moore is a very good player, and you don't necessarily need that backup in Dalvin Cook. And then the final super chat that I'm going over to Stefan on the phone line. I drafted Hurts, Eckler, Walker, Olave, Watson, Kmet, Swift, London, Kincaid, Tank Dell. What do you think? I think you smashed your league. You got him, bro.
Got him.
Probably an 8-man league. Appreciate your $5 holler. Phenomenal draft. I mean, you got literally Eckler's your first rounder. Hurts is your second. Olave's a second. Walker's a fourth or fifth, but plays like a second. Watson's a fourth rounder that plays like a third. Swift could be an absolute gem. I absolutely love it, bro. Raul, good job. All right, let's go over to Stefan. If I missed a super chat, let me know. Stefan, you're live.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up, pal?
Hey, I had a couple trade questions to ask you. Our draft concluded, and I kind of talked to you about it last night, but I got sniped in the 5th for Kenneth Walker, and I pivoted to Christian Watson, and I was trying to get your take. Would you trade Watson for Kenneth Walker straight?
If you need an RB, that's a very fine move. Either way is good. They're both fantastic. They're both, fourth round, easily fourth round arguable players. I took Kenneth Walker in the 4th round here, and Christian Watson went right before. Easily could swap that without a hesitation. I'd rather have Kenneth Walker, but barely.
Well, here's my, I have Kupp, Ridley, Watson, and then I have Bijan, Gibbs, and Javonte.
Bijan, Gibbs, and Javonte. I mean, you don't really need to make any moves. So, and actually, you're balanced on both sides. So just take the player you like better. I'd probably want Charbonnet, but if you can't, locate him in some sort of trade, it's still something I consider doing. They're both great. They're both absolute monsters. They're both moon men for a reason, so there's no real answer here. You're balanced enough to where you just need to take the player you like more, because I'm Smitty approving either side of that. Just take the player you want more.
Okay. Last question.
All right.
Would you trade Pollard for Watson and Javonte?
Would I trade Pollard for Watson? Christian Watson?
Yep.
Pollard for Christian Watson and Javonte. Pollard for Christian Watson and Javonte.
Tony P.
That's so tough because, look, Javonte could have just as, good of a season as anybody, really. I think we got to temper our expectations, and we're doing that by drafting him in round 5, and we're not doing that because we believe Pollard's the better bet. Of course, that's why Pollard's going in the top 15 overall. But I'm just saying there is a world where Javonte is that good, and the fact that you're getting Christian Watson as well. The only thing is, bro, you read off is that the same team?
Yeah, I don't have Pollard. For Pollard.
Right, but this is the same team that you have. You got a lot of depth on that team. It's
the best player.
It's a really tough decision. I think because you have the depth to make this move, you read off an extremely deep team. I always lean toward getting the biggest name or best player that you believe to be, higher, unless they're really close, to be the best potential player when you've got depth to make it happen. And you read off a whole slew of depth, So, like, you could make this move without it really affecting you, and you put Pollard in your lineup, and then you'd have Pollard and who are your other two running backs? You'd have Pollard, Bijan, and who was it?
Gibbs.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. And then your wide receivers would be who?
Cup, Ridley,
right.
And
so you see what I'm saying?
London.
Like, you see what I'm saying? That doesn't affect your lineup. It only makes your lineup, or affects your lineup. It makes your lineup better, and your depth this is a 5-man league. You can do 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s. You can overpay for the best player in the deal when you're in a league that feels like a 5-man league. Your league feels like a 5-man league. Stefan, don't take that the wrong way, because especially if it's not a 5-man league, you worked over your crew. But absolute easy trade. Especially in a league like that, I imagine there are waiver wire guys that are actually pretty good to pick up. I bet you're looking at some waiver wire guys going, I wish I could pick them up, because it sounds like a plentiful waiver wire pool out there.
It's a 10-man league.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll leave you with this. I appreciate you. Right. Would you trade Mike Thomas for Charbonnet straight up?
Yeah. Yes. I'm not.
If you didn't have Kenneth Walker,
I'm not a Mike Thomas believer. I trade Mike Thomas for a lot of things. I don't buy. I draft him, but I'm not somebody that needs to have Mike Thomas, that thinks Mike Thomas is going to stay healthy. It doesn't matter how good he can look in a play or two, or Derek Carr targets him in a preseason game, whatever. I don't believe. Just like I think, to a degree, and again, I made this point clear earlier, I don't like Cooper Kupp at 4. I love Cooper Kupp at like the turn picks at 12, 13 or something like that. And he's not going to fall there. I'm just trying to emphasize that Cooper Kupp's not a total bust and a void for me, but I am pushing him down my list enough to where I'm not really drafting him. And it's unfortunate because I like Cooper Kupp, but he's 30 years old. He's got a couple major injuries now, and he has potentially the 2 he's getting over right now. Looks really good running on the sideline, sprinting the other day. But my thing is that Cooper Kupp at 30 can look as good as he wants to look. He can look like the best player in the National Football League. But when you're 30 years old with a big injury history, all it takes is a hamstring. You can't avoid it. If he tears his hamstring, he can't avoid it. He can look as good as he wants for 4 straight games. But if he tears his hamstring, here's this amazing player that's just ripped from fantasy football. And at 30 years old, that stuff happens all the time. And so bottom line here is Mike Thomas is a similar player, worse, to where it's like the odds of him playing, it doesn't matter how good he looks. I don't care if he goes out there and catches 3 preseason touchdowns. He's going to get hurt in my mind. And so he's going to get raptured from the NFL. And I feel very similar about Tua, and I could be wrong on Tua. I hope I'm wrong on Tua. But Tua can look great. The offense could look great. I think Tua, one shot to the head, and I just don't buy into the ridiculous report that came out where it sounded like, and this is what we heard, I don't know if it was true or backed up, but the NFL PA or I forget if it was some spokesperson for the NFLPA or somebody talked to somebody. It was a weird report that they were advised that Tua Tagovailoa has no more likelihood to suffer a concussion than the average player in the NFL. That cannot be true. That cannot be true. I don't care who says it. That cannot be true. He's probably the most prone to a concussion than anybody in the National Football League, out of anybody in the National Football League. Why are you giggling over there, Avi? Because you love Tyreek Hill so much, you're blinded by this.
No. Whoa. I'm saying that's a ridiculous statement. Tua is most likely to have a concussion.
Okay. Let me take a lap. I'm admitting my wrong.
You're good.
No. Avi, you let me decide who takes laps, and I jumped the gun, and I thought you were giggling. That giggle was as if you were trying to intervene, I thought. So let me take a lap.
All right.
Okay, my bad, Avi. Okay, here we go. I'm on the clock here. I really wanted to go Pacheco, but I didn't want to get sniped. Let's go Sky Moore here. So my team so far is Fields, Kenneth Walker, Javonte Charbonnet, Garrett Wilson, Lamb, Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore. Feel pretty good about it.
Justin Fields, baby, that's the pick. 3rd round, not even too early, because you know you're getting your guy in the 4th.
It's absolutely, it's glory, bro. It's glory. It's straight glory. Okay, thank you, Stefan. You can stay on the line if you want. I'm going to put yourself on mute if you don't mind. Let me go on over to, let's see, Marsman Rock Out and interrupt whenever you need to ask anything. Avi, mute yourself if you don't mind. Let's go to Travis and then to Young. Travis, go ahead.
Hey, Smitty. I know we were talking about how you should get Bigsby if you have ETN, but I know it's for over preseason, but do you see, if he keeps this up, is he going to possibly cut into ETN at all, or you think it's still ETN's an efficient enough guy and going to catch enough passes to be able to be a standalone guy without worrying too much?
This is why
Bigsby looks good.
I mean, this is why I don't think I've wavered too much on this topic, and you get a lot of people that come in here and say, Smitty, why are you not higher on ETN? And I always come in and say the same thing. It's not that I'm not high on ETN. It's just when you talk about fantasy football, it's a scale, and it's this simple. Risk on this side, upside on this side. How is that scale looking? Jahmyr Gibbs around 3. That upside is so heavy, that risk doesn't even come close to trying to move that scale. It's just slammed down on the upside part of the scale. Just slammed down, okay? Fields in round 4, even 3, slammed down on the upside portion. The risk is minute. With ETN, and like a lot of players, it's got equal risk, equal upside on both sides of the scale. Now, you might ask yourself, why would you draft somebody that has so much risk that the upside can't weigh it down? It's because the upside is so tremendously big. But when you think about what I just said, that means the risk is tremendously big too. Like, you draft ETN in the 3rd round, late 3rd round, and he busts on you, you have a potential to like have a real tough time climbing back into like, a top spot or a potential money spot. But the answer is cuffing. You cuff Tank Bigsby to ETN, you're putting yourself in a position where that scale starts to lean a little bit more, like 60% upside with the 40% risk of just some committee or something, because you'll have both running backs. Well, why would you take that? It depends who's there in round 3. Are there other players that have way heavy down upside on the scale and the risk is so minute? Like, would you take Kenneth Walker over ETN? Sometimes I run into that where I say to myself in the 3rd round, I'm going to go Ridley here and I'm going to go Walker later. And that's just not me hating on ETN. It just means that when a player has 50% risk, 50% upside, and the scale is dead even, it's just swaying evenly, that means he's a player that I probably want, because the upside's so huge, I want him in 1 out of like 10 leagues. I don't want ETN in like 50% of my leagues. I want him in like 1 or 2 out of 10 leagues, 10 to 20% of my leagues, because I want to be on this train. I believe in this train. I believe if he's fed, he's a top 5 running back. I believe ETN could be a top 1 to 5 PPR running back in the National Football League. I think he's Christian McCaffrey capable in terms of pulling him passes. He was in college. People forget that. And he was a rookie last year in a sense that his real rookie year, he didn't play a single snap. So last year was his first season. He didn't take a snap his rookie year. He was learning pass protection, getting on the field, rehabbing, trying to stay healthy all year because he was still rehabbing the entire season, he said. And so, the pass protection and the PPR work is definitely potentially going to come for him. Let me make this pick real quick, and then I'll finish answering this question. Let's go Kincaid so my boy Rockout doesn't snipe me. I have to worry about what Rockout's going to do right behind me every single pick. And even though I snipe you, Rockout, you snipe me back on the way in, like George Pickens, Pacheco, Khalil Herbert, all those guys I want. So like we're kind of doing it to each other. But the answer again is if you cuff Bigsby to ETN, it's gold. If you draft ETN without Bigsby, and you're going to see this on my cuffing video tomorrow, hopefully, it's going to be a grave mistake. You don't draft Charbonnet, you got to take 10,000 laps and cry yourself to sleep at night because you won't sleep a wink, on Saturday evenings. You'll just be like, what if something happens to Kenneth Walker? What if something happens to ETN? You don't have Tank Bigsby. You're going to get screwed. So it's a great question, but it doesn't mean that I don't love ETN. It just means ETN does have some of the biggest risk, but some of the craziest good upside for third round. Meaning, if the risk wasn't there, ETN would be worthy of a top hold on a second. I'm going to time out here. I haven't timed out yet. On this note, let's just. I took McKinnon. Okay. McKinnon had what did he have? A one carry for 15, 18 yards tonight. I forget what it was. It was a long run. McKinnon's so good. Okay. Does that answer your question, Travis? Absolute handcuff must.
Yeah. For the most part, it just seems like it's kind of, you don't put too much stock in the preseason, but you pay attention to it. It just seems like the Bigsby thing is, starting to build a little bit here. And I know ETN doesn't play a lot because he's clearly the starter. He's the guy, but
Bigsby's,
every chance he gets, Bigsby looks good.
Bigsby's going to be on the field. If I didn't ultimately answer your question, Bigsby will be getting work immediately. He will, unfortunately. He'll be getting goal line work. He'll have a chance to score 8 to 10 points a game. Fantasy points. That sucks. It sucks to hear, but you know what the counterbalance is? That you got to bank on ETN getting PPR work. If ETN gets PPR work, then it's going to counterbalance any sort of relinquishing that he does. But if, let's say, they take away ETN's rushing and they don't throw to him, then he's in trouble. That's why he's a big risk. He's a big upside guy, but a big risk guy, and you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Let me get these questions here out of the way. 10-team PPR, Trevor Lawrence, Chubb, Henry, Taylor, Olave, Mike Williams, Kittle, Tucker, Kenneth Walker, unbelievable. Kadarius Toney, great bench, bro. 10-team, very, very, very solid squad. If I was to make any suggestions, I would say, look, I hate drafting JT, to be honest with you. You have an amazing team. Mike Williams is a little light. You got Chubb and Henry. You're banking on Henry. You got Kenneth Walker. Why not trade JT away for a wide receiver? Why not trade him away for a wide receiver that a lot of people probably wouldn't have drafted higher than JT? So you attack like a Ridley and maybe you get more, something like that. Or you go to the Christian Watson owner. What other player does he have? Can you get a Javonte and Christian Watson for JT? I'd look at things like that. So go to the Christian Watson owner, the Ridley owner, guys like that. That would be a good move. So hopefully that'll help you. Thank you for the super chat. Aurora, was it? $5 hauler. Thank you. Smitty, 12-team PPR, one spot. Chase, Olave, Gibbs, Hall, Ayuk, Lawrence, Dotson, Javonte. Very solid team. Options here for you. Probably not a lot because you have guys that have not proven themselves. I believe in almost all of them, but you're not in a good position to trade any of them until you probably were ranked 12th or 11th in your league by the draft app, or if it was on ESPN, they probably said you had the 11th or 12th best draft. You sucked. And it's not that you did golden, you just took guys that are on the rise, so they're giving them no respect in the projections. But that means you can't trade them. None of these guys are tradable at the value. Hall, he's got to gain value. Gibbs, no one's respecting him. Olave, no one's respecting him. Chase, you don't want to trade him. Javonte, no one's respecting him yet. Kincaid, no. So you have to wait. Your team is a wait and see, and that doesn't mean that it's bad. Terry Roberts dropping a super chat. Done working out, Smitty. 94 exercises. Wow. Need to go to bed early. Going to the store before Marsman draft tomorrow. By the way, guys, the Marsman draft is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So get ready for that draft tomorrow. That will be very, very fun to broadcast live. Appreciate you, Terry, for moderating and being here. 311 of you in here. Please punch that thumb up button. I'm on the clock again. Let's see who I'm going to take here. My team so far is Justin Fields, Kenneth Walker, Javonte, Zach Charbonnet, Jerick McKinnon, Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore, Dalton Kincaid, and
no receivers.
You what? I'm probably going to go. Yeah, I'm probably going to go Aaron Rodgers here just because I was running out of time, and I don't mind having a good Good backup quarterback, like I just emphasized earlier. I don't even know who I would go. I'm looking now at my next pick because Rockout's picking pretty quickly. What do I do here? What do I do here? Let's go ahead. Wow, where did Jordan Love go? I know this is a Jordan Love live stream, so I don't doubt that he went early. Where did he go?
I just got him.
Oh, you took him. Okay, right after my pick. Okay, I was like Jordan Love. Maybe I take it. Maybe I take another quarterback. Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Honestly,
you all have a good night.
All right, Avi. See you later.
Later.
All right.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
By the way, I timed you out on Jacob.
Oh, okay. I don't know who to pick here. You know, this is kind of like a weird. I'm gonna go Eli Mitchell, just on the off chance that CMC goes down and he gets some work. I don't think that's a bad move.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a nice little deep move. I don't think it's something that I look for, but when it's there and presents itself, I take advantage of it. Thank you guys for the super chats, by the way. Let me see what the chat's saying. Okay, who hasn't talked yet? Young, what's up, my guy?
Yo, Smitty, what's up? How's it going?
What's up, bro?
Doing all right. Yeah, I had a couple questions to see. Things are getting pretty serious.
Can whoever's got the show on in the background, or if they're on speakerphone, or I don't know if Travis and Rockout can mute, and let's see if that solves the problem. If not, it's Young's phone or something. But go ahead and talk, Young.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay, I think it's good now.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, it's just I'm excited, man. Had a full off season. This is my first full off season with Smitty, and I'm excited to shock my league, this year, and do well.
I appreciate you, bro.
I just wanted to I wanted to ask you about this the best ball thing, because I'm in an ESPN league, and I've been hearing you talk about the best ball and how you could win a lot of money and stuff. And I think, just from your guidance, I think I have a real shot, this year. I could see newspapers in my hometown, just, Young won it big on best ball.
I love it, bro. That's great. I could picture the news interviewing me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, just make sure you plug me. Once that story gets posted on ESPN, and you're like, hey, I want you to be wearing I want you to be wearing a the fantasy football show shirt or something. Even if you got to write it on a white T-shirt, just write it on there in a marker.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Make your
I'll
own
have
merch.
all the gear on, bro. Yeah.
Make your own merch.
Last
Last second.
For the team,
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, so I got it right now. I have I downloaded the Underdog fantasy app, and I know it's promo code Smitty, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I'm gonna do. Oh, it's not letting me do Smitty.
Did you click the
Maybe
link?
It timed out or something.
Did you click the link?
Oh, never mind. I already did that part. So, okay. Yeah, I just want to just know everything I need to do, So as long as I do Smitty, and then from there on, I'm good, right?
Did you click the link? The link inserts it for you, so that's what's easy about the link. But once you're signed up, then you're just going to be in the when the app opens, you'll have the cards. The little cards that are there, you're going to swipe through to the one that I tell everybody to go to. We're going to click it together. We're going to hit the green button together and jump in together. That's it. Simple as that.
What about that one that you were talking about? You could win like $30,000 though, like
every week. That's called week.
Put in like $5.
Oh, this one right here. This is the $5 puppy. It's like the 5th card. You can try one right now. Just swipe over to it, hit the puppy. It's $5. Jump in a draft and just go through it. You can also. Young, you can also do this. Let me show you. I don't know. Can you see my screen?
Let me fast forward.
Okay. So when you go over to the cards, right here, you're gonna swipe over to the 5th card. There's this little tab here that says 30-second per pick, 8-hour pick. 30-second per pick, 8 hours per pick. So you can select a slow one so that you don't get overwhelmed, and you got 8 hours per pick. That's probably the easiest one to start out with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you pick your team, and then you don't mess with it again.
Yeah, you don't.
That's
get
what one of my friends.
You don't get to mess with it at all. That's what, and especially the weeklies, the $15 weeklies, you get $20K.
Yeah.
First place gets $20,000 every week, and there's no playoffs. There's no weeks tied to each other. Okafor and Bella, check yourself. I just added you. If you guys can mute real quick, I'll come to you in a second. Let's see here. I'm gonna time out.
And then one more.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, bro. Remember how I told you I had that injury I was dealing with for a while?
Yeah, I remember that.
I went to it. I was doing better, dude. For like 2 months, and then I went to a Giants game, and there was it was a lot of walking, and then there was like this tribal dance band outside the Giants stadium, and I did a tribal dance, bro, and I'm right back. Where I started.
Wait, injured again?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you stay away from that.
Dude.
Maybe stay away from all that stuff, bro. Maybe you're just getting too old. Your body can't handle it. Like, stop, going dancing. Stop, just be mellow. Be mellow. Get yourself back right. You were right. You were good. Get back on track. Do the same things. Do the same things you did to get back on track.
All
right.
Yeah, I just hope I could be myself again one day.
You're fine.
You know what I mean?
You're fine.
Be
a new self.
Get through this.
Be a healthy self. Okay, hang tight real quick, young. I got to get to some other calls. Hang tight right here. Let me go over to Bella. Check yourself.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah, hang tight. Bella, check yourself. You're live.
Yo, what's going on, Smitty? I just want to thank Terry Roberts, man, because I was trying to get the number to call in. I should have it saved, but I'm glad he gave me your number. I just wanted to say that I'm celebrating my 11th month with you. I appreciate you. You helped me win my league last year. You know you my boy.
To the moon.
And I just want to say to all our community, the reason why we win is because we have no off season. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Love you, Spin.
Hey, Bella, check yourself. I know Mac looked pretty good. I know you're a Patriots fan. Mac looked pretty good on one drive. I'm hopeful that I'm wrong about Mac Jones. I don't think I am, but I'm hopeful that I'm wrong. But if I am wrong, or if I'm not wrong, I do like Malik Cunningham. And even if I'm wrong, Mac is,
I like him.
Even if Mac
I like him too, man.
Even if Mac is good enough to stay in the lineup, I hope you guys use Malik Cunningham like Taysom Hill, and we're hearing rumblings on news wires that could happen. That's going to be a key. That's going to be a key.
This is what I want to tell you. Like, I remember when I watched the game, a preseason game, and I seen him. I know I super chatted you. I was like, yo, he looks good. So I cannot wait until I see what he does in his next preseason game, because he looked really, really good. I like his poise in the pocket.
Thank you, King.
I like that pass he threw, which should have been a touchdown, but was dropped. Like, I'm really feeling this dude. And I think that, like, he has that edge that Belichick is looking for, so maybe, we got something going here, because just like we agree on, I don't think Mac is it. We know that, and it's obvious, but, I give him benefit of the doubt being a Patriots fan. So let's see what he could do, but I don't have too much.
You know what?
He's running out of wishes with me.
You know what Mac is? He's Tyler Heineke. Not the same player, but he's a guy that can excite you, for a minute. But like when push comes to shove, that guy's not putting out a 17-game product. So
what I think Mac is? Mac is like, I think Mac is more like oatmeal. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not the greatest, but it fills you up and it gets you going through your day.
Like,
and I think we
meal by meal.
It's plain vanilla. It's like I need filet mignon. I need steak. I need shrimp. I need. We used to dominance over there, and now we letting these other teams in our division come and just wipe us out the water. You know how I feel about that, but it is what it is.
Hey, Bella, check yourself. Appreciate you, my guy. You can hang on the line if you want. I don't know how much longer I'll be here tonight. I said I was leaving like an hour ago, so who knows how long I'm going to be tonight.
Well, go ahead. I'm going to hang up. I know you're tired, man. I always catch your show. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll call in tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably be here for a while if you want to hold. But okay. All right. Thank you, Bella. Check yourself. Appreciate you, man. Hang up if you need to.
No, brother.
Let's go to Okafor. Yep. Okafor, what are you going to complain about tonight? First of all, Okafor was in my chat, in my beat. Like, I don't want you coming in here and trying to act like you didn't say what you said in my Instagram comments. You said Okafor, that once. What was it you said? Recite your quote.
A couple of things. One, I do not think Bijan Robinson is a better prospect than Saquon. And then two, the other one was
you would not draft Bijan.
It was about getting on the bandwagon, I guess. Well, you were talking about his weaknesses, Bijan's weaknesses.
Did you say something like you wouldn't draft him, or no?
No.
Okay.
I said I need to see him on a breakaway run first before I say he has no weaknesses.
But you basically said he has weaknesses. That's blasphemy.
In my book,
that's blasphemy.
College, his breakaway speed is his only weakness.
Oh God!
But if he changed that,
when are you going to learn, bro? When are you going to learn?
I take it back. He has no weaknesses.
When are you going to learn?
He can be as generational as he wants.
Okay. Well, we're not letting you on the train. I'm just letting you know the train doors are closed. You can't get on any. You can't even get in the caboose, bro. I'm not letting you in the caboose. I've taken away your Bijan card.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
How are you gonna get on the train? When you don't have a?
Hey, who did I add? Hey, Jocelyn, can you mute it real quick? You got some background noise that I don't know if there's the show in the background or something. Just mute real quick, and I'll come to you, Jocelyn. Hang tight.
Okay.
Because as soon as I added you, okay, thank you. Go ahead and go ahead, Okafor.
Oh, maybe how are you going to get on the Bijan train when you don't have a card?
Yeah, that's true.
Your Bijan card,
that's true. That's true.
I'll take it. You know why? I'm taking this Speed. How are you going to get a card when most people don't even know his name?
Yeah, a Bijan card. You've got the Bijan card. You got online and you thought you were buying one, and someone gave you a Bijane card, and we could see it from a mile away. You got a fake card. You bought a fake card. You tried to get back on the train with a fake card. We're not having it.
Apparently, it's Bijan. I learned that today. I mean, you like to say Bijan, but apparently it's Bijan. You know, so I'll grab one of those cards instead. You know.
No.
But yeah, Love looked good today. As far as JSN goes, my only qualm with him has always been his speed. I feel like that came on display today.
What came on display? What came on display today? That he's fast?
The lack of speed.
Come on, what are you talking about?
What? Everybody saw that. Everybody saw this play. The man got caught. All right. Tell me a top 30 receiver that would not have housed that.
Come on, bro. Come on, don't come in with his speed. Don't come in with his speed. Look, this guy improved his 40 time to a degree that was super impressive. Like, he came in, everybody expecting this slow 40 time. He ran an impressive 40 time. What was his 40? His 40 was actually a lot higher than we expected. Let's see, hold on. Jackson.
Low 4.5, I think.
Jaxon Smith.
Or like high 4.4s to low 4.5.
40 time. It was a 4.48, bro. 4.48. Get out of here with this slowness. Let me tell you something about 4.48 too. Let me tell you something about that. That is an absolute solid 40 time. That's not any sort of slow 40 time at all. First and foremost, okay? That is so far away above like Jerry Rice's 40 time, Anquan Bolden's 40 time. This is not a 4.9 or 4.8 something. This is a guy that ran a 4.48, and a guy that was fully expected to run something crazy higher than that. And you know what that told me? That he's got so much raw ability that he could come in and change his game like that. Come into the combine and run a 4.48. That's an unbelievable adjustment and ability and trait to be able to adjust your game like that. I don't understand how anybody can have a question about his speed anymore. And he's in the NFL now. He's training with NFL trainers. He's eating NFL food. He's in there lifting NFL weights. He's in there getting stronger, faster, bigger. He's dominated crowded wide receiver rooms before, and he made an unbelievable catch today, and you're talking about him getting caught. A lot of players would have got caught in that situation. You started to say, name a top 30 receiver that would have he got caught because he caught a ball in congestion, bro, and he still slipped through everybody, got as far down the field as he could. This wasn't like he was running downfield and someone just caught up to him like DK Metcalf was running that one day. Like, come on. You had to have been watching the play. Did you just see Did you just see a little news report said he got caught and you were just reading it? Come on, Okafor. You're better than that.
To me, I watched. Like Dalvin Cook runs a 4.50. You think Dalvin would have got caught? No. Like the underwear Olympic speed and on the field speed are like two different things.
Well, you just said a guy who runs a slower 40 time wouldn't have got caught. Like, what are you talking about?
And I'm telling you, I don't think anybody would agree that Dalvin Cook gets caught on that play. That is 6 for Dalvin Cook.
I don't know why I just took Gesicki. I was timing out because Okafor. I just picked one of the worst picks I've ever picked in my life. I took Gesicki. I need a backup tight end, and I got Okafor screaming in my ear, and it took Gesicki. Why did I take Gesicki? I'm ashamed of myself. What was I even doing? Okafor, let's go over to somebody. I'm sorry. Travis was trying to respond to your ridiculous claim that JSN got caught when a guy that runs a slower 40, I think is what you tried to say, wouldn't have got caught.
Yeah.
It's like 1 + 1 = 3 to Okafor. I don't even know what he's saying.
Yeah, that's why I don't put too much stock in 40. Like, I thought Bijan was slow, and that I was shocked. Like, I thought the fastest Bijan could possibly run was like a 4.49,
Did you just
like 4.49, like 4.6. That was like my range. And then when I saw 4.46, I said, "What the hell?" The same thing with JSN. So there is technique in the 40. There's a expectation in the 40.
I think you're just.
So maybe
I think you're just talking now, Okafor. You're just talking now.
Like what's Jalen? You don't talking the 40. I thought, but I guess his long speed is crazy.
Let's stop talking while we're ahead. You're talking about Bijan now. You're starting to say negative things about Bijan's speed and come on, bro. Come on, Okafor. You're digging yourself a hole you're not getting out of.
Okafor. I was just calling out what I see on tape, man.
Well, you need to get an eye check. Hold on 1 second, Okafor. Hang tight.
I feel like Okafor lives in like a parallel sees a parallel universe but lives in ours. And just kind of like stuck in the middle of the two sometimes.
Yeah, I don't understand. Okay, somebody says he's got to be trolling. He's not. We know Okafor really well. This is how he truly feels. Let's put him on hold real quick. Let's go over to Bobby. Bobby, you're live on the show, Bobby. Actually, hold on. Marsman Terry Roberts is on the line. He gets to jump ahead of all of you because he has a Marsman card. Marsman Terry Roberts, what's up, pal?
Hey, Smitty. What's going on?
What's up?
I'd like to continue what Belichick yourself was talking about if you study and really put forth the effort, on the channel, because we don't take no time off here on the show whatsoever. We don't have months off, years off, whatever. That's nonsense. And if you stick with it, like I've been with you for 4 years, and I can already see a difference between this year and last year for sure.
It's like training. It's 100%. Like you're going to school, Terry. You're in class studying and you're getting better. Fantasy football is a learning process, not just let's go be a bad owner every year, but a good manager. Or I'm a good manager, but I'm a bad drafter, but I never fix it. Like, we're here to fix it. We're here to do big things. And, per usual, I never get the highest ranked team because I go with a lot of upside guys that haven't delivered yet. But here are the rankings so far. Hold on 1 second, Terry. Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, Jalen Warren, Jefferson, Higgins, London, McLaurin. I don't love the running back room at all, Big Dog Stark, but I like the wide receiver room. I obviously love your quarterback room. I think the tight end room is pretty solid. But this J.K., A.J. Dillon, Jalen Warren, Mostert's pretty rough around the edges there. I probably would take a different player than J.K. if you're going to go like almost – this is not hero RB. This is like almost desperate RB. You know, like hit a little bit different RB there. And then I think it'd be potentially a good strategy, but you got to hit that RB. J.K. is like one of the riskiest ones you could attack there. Rockouts team right here: Joe Burrow, Love, Bryce Young, Pollard, Jacobs. He timed out on Jacobs. Pacheco, Khalil Herbert, A-Chain. A-Chain, I got news here, was carted off the field. I'll talk about that in a second. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Evans, George Pickens, Jamison Williams, Jaden Reed, Tank Dell, Richie James, Juwan Johnson, Jake Ferguson, and Jelani Woods. So good job there, Rockout. Appreciate everybody that was in the draft tonight. This is my squad here. I had Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Kenneth Walker, Javonte Williams, Zach Charbonnet, McKinnon, Elijah Mitchell, Deuce Vaughn, Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore, Dalton Kincaid, Gesicki, who I don't know why I drafted him. Okafor was distracting me, and I was running out of time, and I had to pick somebody, and I was like, I just swiped it, and then I was ashamed of myself. I still am. Okay, Terry, go ahead. Any other thing you wanted to mention?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Just, I thank you for everything you've done for me, man.
No problem, Terry. Thank you. The thanks is all on this side of the table.
You got it, Terry.
I ain't going nowhere.
All right. We appreciate you. Thank you for modding. All right.
Yeah, anytime, man.
All right, let's head over to Bobby, who's been waiting patiently. Bobby, you're live.
What's up, Smitty? Couple quick questions for you. First of all, I heard you were talking about Marvin Mims Jr. last night. You didn't really kind of go into too much depth on him. Just kind of wondering what your thoughts are now that like Tim Patrick's out for the year and he could end up getting that third spot.
Yeah, I mean, the problem, though, is he's a rookie, number one. We've seen rookies do well, but, like, think about last year's rookies. You had Garrett Wilson and a lot of 8,000-yard guys, but in ideal situations, and they were, like, cream of the crop. Then you had guys like Dotson and Christian Watson absolutely make a sleeper breakout name for themselves, and there's so much on the map from their rookie season. They're on our moon men list. And they had great years, but what kind of stat line did they deliver? 800 yards and like 7 touchdowns, roughly, for both of those guys. So, like, can Marvin Mims even do that? I don't know. So I'm not really going near him. Plus, you're trusting Russell Wilson, and you're trusting that he climbs the depth chart, and you're trusting the Denver Broncos to move the football down the field. I don't know. I'm okay with it. I don't mind him, but I certainly don't feel like because Tim Patrick went down, he's just gold. They also like him, not necessarily, I believe, for special teams, and I don't know. I think he was more of a, like, everyone said he was Sean Payton's guy, but then there were reports that he wanted him for, like, special teams, and stuff like that. Like a weapon, but not necessarily in his number 1 or number 2 wide receiver spot. Then you hear reports that he loves him as his, potential wide receiver, prospect. But I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. His brother certainly failed out, and his brother was ultra talented. Brother or cousin? I think it was his brother. But Mims, drafted by the Jets.
Yeah, brother.
Complete bust. And he had so much talent. I really liked Denzel Mims. Denzel was so ultra talented. This guy was a spatial monster. Dominated space around him. Was always lateral catching the football. But the one knock on him is he could get injured because he was always putting his body at risk. And he just failed out, And so I don't know. I'm not
situation too.
Yeah, not saying like he has to be his brother, but I just don't. I don't know if I feel it, bro, at all. There's so many other players I'd rather have. Take a stab. Who? What's that noise in the background? Can everybody mute that's not talking? I hear somebody just like constantly fumbling the phone around the whole time. It's like it's just a little distracting. Sorry. So I don't know, bro. I would just say that. I'd just say, like, it depends who you're taking, who you can get over him, who's around when he's on the clock. Would I rather have Deuce Vaughn? Absolutely. And Deuce Vaughn goes, like, in the last round. So am I drafting Marvin Mims? Probably not. Not in a redraft.
Yeah, Mims would be like last round too. I mean, he's like way down there on ESPN rankings at least.
Yeah, give me Deuce Vaughn. Give me Tank Dell, obviously. You like those guys. All right, Bobby, hang tight. You got another question? Let me go to Jocelyn. Surprise. If everybody can mute that's not talking, Jocelyn, you're up, bro. You're live. Sorry about the delay.
Hey, Smitty, man. What's going on?
What's up, bro?
Good. So, all right. So, I have the 4th pick in my Dynasty League. So I just wanted to know, like, who do you think I should start? I mean, I'm leaning either Charbonnet or Quentin Johnson, but I just wanted to know, from your opinion, like, who should I pick in my Dynasty League with the 4th pick?
I'd take this guy. Kincaid.
Who?
Dalton Kincaid.
So with the 4th pick,
Mm-hmm.
Dalton the Kincaid?
Yep. Did you call him the Dolphin? I like that.
Yeah.
The Dolphin. Take the Dolphin, bro. Look, I mean, if JSN were there, I'd take JSN, obviously. Zay Flowers is very tempting. I love Zay Flowers. Charbonnet, if I've got Walker, I guess I do take. Did you say you have Walker?
No.
Okay.
No. I have the 4th pick, and I was leaning either Charbonnet or Quentin Johnson because I think that like eventually Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
I hear you.
They're gonna get hurt, and I think Quentin Johnson might have a sneaky good year this year.
Might. Trust your gut, but you know what I think? I think there's one guy that we've talked about that has the potential to be the number 1 player at his position, or top 5. Let's be conservative. Top 5 at his position. It's probably not Quentin Johnson. Probably not Charbonnet, even though I love Charbonnet. He's got a world star in front of him in Walker. Certainly capable talent-wise, but his situation isn't something that seems really conducive to a top 5 overall valuation later on. Kincaid's the only guy that has the ability to be 1 to 5 at his position. So Kincaid to me is the smash.
And like here's the thing, I already have at tight end. I already have Cole Kmet at tight end.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
That's I mean, don't get me wrong. In the league, I can start both tight ends if I wanted to. Like
I don't need you to start both. I don't need you to start both of them. I just you need to take a player, not a position. Cole Kmet shouldn't force you to not go a certain player. That's like almost saying that the position's going to be dictated for me because I have this player. Cole Kmet's good, but Cole Kmet is not a top 1 potential player at his position. He could be one of this year's 6 to 12 guys. I use Cole Kmet as a guy that could break into the 5 to 6 overall territory. I really like Cole Kmet. And you probably would start Cole Kmet week 1, just so you know. But Kincaid, to me, could be the number 1 tight end in fantasy football within a year to a year and a half. And I think he shows flashes of this. But I do love Flowers. If I owned Walker, which is what I asked you a second ago, do you own Walker? And you said, no, I'm drafting 4th. But I was just asking, do you own Walker? Because if you do, then Charbonnet is very, very appealing because you need that. But if you don't own Walker, I'm going Kincaid. But you need to trust your gut on this one. If you think Quentin Johnson's a top 12 wide receiver, don't let me talk you out of it, but I don't think he is. I think he's raw. I think he plays so small for his size. He's arguably the biggest wide receiver in this draft class, or one of them, and he plays smaller than Zay Flowers. So I'm just not he's doing well right now in shorts and all that, but let's just see what happens. He seems to be a guy that doesn't explode from where he's at. He catches the football in his chest and bobbles the ball. Things you could correct maybe, but Kincaid can be 1 to 5.
Right. Because so I don't own Kenneth Walker, but my running backs are Javonte, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Damian Pierce, and Pacheco. Those are my running backs.
Yeah.
In the Dynasty League.
Kincaid, bro, I'm not wavering. No matter what you tell me, I'm taking Kincaid. Kincaid, I want on every Dynasty team I have. He's the next Kelsey to me. He's the next Travis Kelce potentially. Not a lock. There's no locks. But he's the next Travis Kelce. So no matter what you say, and I'm not trying to like be aggressive to your take. I'm just trying to be passionate so you can feel the passion coming from me that I'm literally saying there's no question here in my mind. There's no talking me out of it. It's not even close. Not even close.
Okay.
But that's how I feel. You need to trust your gut. But this guy right here, Kincaid, is in the best situation he could possibly be in. He's in an offense where just they're handing out footballs in the end zone as if it's like halftime and they're just standing around. Here's 4 touchdowns. You want 4 touchdowns the first half of the season? There you go. Take 4. You want 5? Here, I'll give you another one. Here's 5. This guy could trip and fall into a 10-touchdown season on even like a 500-yard season. You know, as a rookie, he could kind of struggle here and there, have about 500, 600, 700 yards receiving. Not a 1,000-yard season, you know, for a rookie necessarily. Could he do it? Sure. But do I expect it? No, absolutely not. You never expect that. Let's say he has 550 yards. A lot of mistakes are made in the beginning part of the year. He grows and evolves. Still could trip into 7, 8, 9 touchdowns as a rookie. Just looking up and seeing a football in the air and going, oh, hey, Josh Allen's delivering the football to me. And I don't want to hear about Dawson Knox, who's getting Kincaid coffee. Get him a coffee. Get him a coffee by week 5, week 6. And Dawson Knox will be on the field at the same time blocking for Kincaid. You know? Setting up the nice little juicy touchdown reception, 5-yard touchdown reception that Kincaid's going to be pulling in. I'm drafting Kincaid, and that's just me. I could be wrong, bro. Look, we're all wrong. I'm wrong every year. You know, to take away some ammunition, I love Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know, am I going to miss on some stuff? Absolutely, but I feel like I can sniff this one out. Kincaid is a monster. He's going to play the slot. They're going to use him, hopefully, as their wide receiver 2, essentially, in some context. He'll be literally in the slot running wide receiver routes. And I fully believe the fantasy football community as a whole will be asking questions like, does he get wide receiver eligibility? Will platforms even give him wide receiver eligibility? That's how much he could be running routes from the slot at some point during the year. Be patient with him. You're probably going to start Cole Kmet in week 1. You know, Cole Kmet's going to be good. Hold on, I got a $20 super chat. Hold on, Jocelyn. I appreciate you, by the way, and I just want you to know how passionate I was on it. Not anything against your take or anything. We got a $20 hauler from Kama on screen. Kama, appreciate you, my guy. Let me give you a little rain session here.
Alert. Super chat alert.
This one from Kama dropping the 20 watt on screen. Kama, appreciate you, man. I truly, I'm sorry about the wait on this one. Kama says, what you think about my team drafted live next to you in another draft? Trevor Lawrence, Pickett, Baker, Eckler, Najee, Rashad, McKinnon, Mitchell, Olave, Amari Cooper, Pickens, Jameson, Goddard, Taysom. I don't love the Amari pick personally. I kind of like everything else he got going on here. It's a very solid team. I don't know how high you took Rashad. Rashad and Amari Cooper are the only players I just wonder who was there when you were on the clock. Past that, I really like the team. That's probably the only difference between our teams if I was drafted in that draft slot and things were falling that way. I could see myself finding a Kamara or Javonte instead of Rashad White or something like that. And I could see myself finding I don't know if Ridley would have been there, but like Amari Cooper, we saw going the 3rd round in this draft that we're here. Look at where Amari Cooper went. This was crazy. I can't believe Amari Cooper. I'm avoiding anywhere near this high ADP that he's got. 3rd round, 20 after Amari Cooper. It was Gibbs. Amari Cooper went before Jahmyr Gibbs, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Christian Watson. What's going on? I'm sorry if that's one of our guys. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but like those guys are all better. So that's the only thing I would have done different, just giving you my honest feedback because that's why you asked me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you everybody gets a 2nd place trophy. That's just how I would have maybe approached this differently, and that might lead you to a championship. So it's good. It's good that you get something critiqued, right? Love it, Other than those 2 pieces, So thank you so much for the super chat. You are the man. Let's go around the phone line. Jocelyn, hang tight. I'm going to go over to Tyler from Illinois and then back to Travis, and then I'm going to start wrapping it up and giving you all about 10 to 15 seconds. So go ahead, Tyler. Sorry about the wait.
No, you're good, Smitty. How you doing?
I'm good, bro.
I assumed you wouldn't have answered my DM, but I sent you a DM. I'm a diehard Packer fan. I know I'm from Illinois, but I'm a diehard Packer fan. And after watching a couple of these preseason games, man, it looks like Romeo Doubs is Love's number one target. I'm a little worried about Christian Watson right now. I'm being a panic Peter.
Yeah, don't be, because first of all, Doubs is a good player and he's a good breakout, good sleeper. But you got to keep in mind that Christian Watson was saturated with targets that I don't know that one didn't register because it was overthrown, or what the heck happened with his stat line, because it showed 2 catches for 6 yards, or it didn't seem like it. He had 2 targets. One was a broken up play. The other one was an overthrow play. And then he had those 2 other receptions for 6 yards. So he's targeted 4 times. I counted in that not this game, the game prior. Christian Watson almost had 2 monster plays in that preseason game. He walked away with 2 catches for 6 yards. So if you did watch the entire game, Christian Watson looked phenomenal. Like that's all you needed to look at, is he was heavily targeted early on. It was Christian Watson, and then 2 more Christian Watson receptions. And Doubs had this 1 catch in the end zone, which was nice, but it doesn't, and he had obviously a good little game today. But Christian Watson is literally, I still believe, Jordan Love's favorite target. It just doesn't feel that way to a lot of people because everyone's going to look at that stat sheet only. And I know you just said you watched it, but I mean, Christian Watson was heavily involved. If he wouldn't have had that broken up play and potentially that other, he would have had a touchdown. He would have had, like, in that first game, I would imagine something like 60 yards and a score. But that preseason game before this one, the last week, I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you can keep going.
I mean, look, it's preseason. We got to take things with a grain of salt. We also have to not be so biased that we only take in good and discard bad. But again, what I saw, the evidence I saw was to the contrary. It looked like Christian Watson was getting peppered. From the short play that they had, it was a small sample. And not to mention, in practice, we've seen the repeat of what Love and Christian Watson did in the half of football last year, also a small sample. But in the half of football that Jordan Love played last year, Christian Watson, touchdown. So, I mean, we got tons of evidence that Christian Watson is getting peppered and is got this rapport. Doubs did this in the preseason last year, too. So we have a little bit of a track record of really good preseason play for Doubs and then not really being there during the year. Injury concern, whatever the case may be. I like him. I'm not saying I avoid Doubs. You can even cuff the 2. But Christian Watson, I love that his value is falling because of the Doubs hype. It really is. It's falling to like 4 or 5 now. He used to be in like 3, 4. Now he's in 4 or 5. Watson and 5 would be like, just walk straight to the bank at that point. Get a little advance on your league entry fee.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I was just a little nervous. I have one more quick question if you got the time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Assuming, I have the number 4 pick in a 12-team PPR league, half PPR. I'm not saying, I have no idea, obviously, what will happen in the first 3, but I know I got a buddy at number 2 who really loves Bijan, and he watches your show. So pretending Bijan's gone at 2, pretending, I think how it'll go Jefferson, Bijan, Chase. I saw your video about Kelsey at Kelsey in the first round. Would Kelsey be a good 4th overall pick?
I think he's the only 4th overall pick, to be honest with you. If I'm at this point in the draft, these are the big 4. If you got a 1 through 4 pick, you're set. You're set. You just, it sucks to have somebody decide it for you, but at the same time, whenever you're gifted the idea or the opportunity, sometimes forced to go Kelsey, you go Kelsey because, you saw my Kelsey video. If anybody hasn't seen my Kelsey video, go watch it on my YouTube. It's probably 2 or 3 videos ago, 4 videos ago, I don't know. But this is a different year where when you draft Kelsey in round 1, the depth at running back and wide receiver is so deep. There's no dead zone. People say dead zone. It's ridiculous. There's no dead zone. There's no running back dead zone this year. There's no wide receiver dead zone. There's no quarterback dead zone. There's no tight end dead zone. There's absolutely 0 dead zones this year. And in fact, the running back wide receiver positions are so stacked from round 1 down to round 6, 7. And the wide receiver, so that's the running backs. The wide receivers are stacked all the way down to like 7, 8. You can create a team and compile a team that has Kelsey in round 1 that literally doesn't miss a beat. Whereas in previous years, you draft Kelsey in 1, you had to know what the hell you were doing because you had to navigate chasing wide receiver and running back the entire draft. You were playing catch up. You were running from behind, trying to get the last running back you could in that round, trying to get the last wide receiver, keep missing out. You just, you're like chasing your tail. And this year, not at all. This year, you can get Gibbs and Walker as your RB 1 and 2, while Ridley being your wide receiver 1 and still taking Kelsey in round 1. That's insane. You know,
And
that's
his
crazy.
age doesn't concern you at all?
It does for sure. But, you know, it's not like he's a RB. It's a tough thing to call. I'd rather wait another year before I start throwing out. And last year I said I had some concern of it. I did. Didn't mean I didn't draft him. But the concern I had was coupled with the fact that if you drafted Kelsey early, your team looked very thin. And it was harder, not impossible, but harder to build around Travis Kelsey built teams last year because there was no depth at running back and wide receiver. This year, even with the being older, the risk is a lot lower because I can stack my team still. And it looks like a team that shouldn't have Kelsey. Every single time I draft Kelsey in the first round, I look at my squad and I go, how in the hell did I build this team? It looks like a straight up monster squad. And I can give you an example. If I can find this real quick, I can pull it up and show you. There's a team I have.
I agree. I'm in a mock draft right now, and I just took Kelsey at 4. I mean, not now, but I was earlier in the day.
Let me show you an example.
I had a great team that I built off Kelsey.
Yeah, let me show you an example of a team that is Kelsey drafted round 1.
Can you say it because I can't see the screen right now?
Yeah, I'll repeat it off. Sure. This team. Okay. I mean, can someone on the phone line, tell me that only speak if you disagree. So if you agree, say nothing. Now let's see if a single person says anything. Who would not love this team? Mahomes, Kenneth Walker, Ridley, and Kelsey.
So I assume you took that in the third?
I took Mahomes at 21 overall in the second round. Kelsey's so good this year because of the depth at the other positions at running back and wide receiver. I even went quarterback, and I still love my wide receiver 1 and running back 1. This team is filthy. This team is filthy, bro.
You finish off listing that team for me?
I can't because I'm in the middle of drafting it.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, this is filthy. Like, I don't know that I can go to sleep tonight because I want to take my next player. It's a slow draft. It's an underdog slow draft. You can click the 8-hour tab and do a bunch of slow drafts. This team is filthy. This is disgusting. This is shameful that I'm able to create a team like this drafting Kelsey in round 1. That's why my video of drafting Kelsey in round 1 draft strategy is so important because this year is crazy. This year you can.
Well, yeah, if it wasn't for that video, I would have definitely not taken Kelsey. But after watching that video, I mean, if Bijan, I'm hoping Bijan's at 4. I don't think he will be, just because I have a friend who watches you. But if he's there, I'll take Bijan. But I think I'm gonna have to take Kelsey, which I'm pretty okay with.
Yeah. Hey, Young, I appreciate you. I know Young bailed. I appreciate you, Young, and get better, Young. Get better, bro. Okay. I gotta get going here. We've been live for like over 2 hours. I should do Hey guys, I might do a Dynasty show real quick after this.
I appreciate you.
Maybe we do.
You.
Yeah, maybe we do it on Breece Hall. So everybody in the chat right now, and on the phone line. I might hang up on you guys though, and then have you call back in because I like to start fresh and everything. And here's the Dynasty link. If anybody doesn't follow me on the Dynasty channel, we should probably go live on the Dynasty channel for just like 5 to 10 minutes. I think I'm going to make a new rule in the Dynasty channel that I will not go over 10 minutes ever. I think that would be, I think it's a cool little catch line too for the Dynasty content. It also makes it unique because no video will be over 10 minutes unless I do a live stream marathon of some kind to get more, subscribers and awareness to it. But I think that's a cool feel to it. It's different than the main channel. 9 minute and 99. I'm so tired. 9 minute and 59 second videos. 999. So it's got such a nice ring to it. 9 minutes and 99 seconds. 9 minutes and 59 second videos, and then I just hang up. I don't care if someone's talking. I just hit the M button. We'll never go over 9 minutes and 59 seconds no matter what. I think that's what the vibe's going to be on the channel because it's such a nice little shot of Dynasty content. This is such a good team. Let me go over and clear everybody off the phone line. Let's go to Jocelyn. Jocelyn, how do you feel? You got 10, 15 seconds. I do got to go. I'm going to go on the Dynasty channel. I dropped the link, guys. Please click that link. Jocelyn, are you feeling Mahomes, Walker, Ridley, Kelsey?
I like it. I do like it. The only thing is I would make sure that I would back up Walker with Charbonnet, and then that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Because
or what other running back would you like there? Like, because there are other running backs in the fifth area, so like replace the player if you don't, for some reason you don't like Walker. I get it. I disagree, but I get it. And you got to have Charbonnet. 100% agree on that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
so,
Jocelyn.
I like the team.
Anything else, bro? I'm gonna go on the Dynasty channel if you want to call back.
That's it for now, man. I mean, man, I got a lot of thinking to do until next week because that's when my draft is. So, I'm definitely either gonna pick either Kincaid or Quentin Johnson. So, I will let you know next week.
Yeah. Rock out. Thank you, Jocelyn. Call in on the Dynasty channel in a minute if you want. The link's in the live chat. I'll drop it one more time. There it is. Make sure you guys.
That's good. Super.
Okay. Rock out says Gibbs week 1 projecting 4.5 on NFL app. That's ridiculous. That's great. I mean that's what's so nice about his ADP so low. That boy dropping a super chat. I'm sorry, that boy, for the delay. He said just dealt Okonkwo and DJ Moore for Mark Andrews and Pickens. Okonkwo, DJ Moore for Mark Andrews and Pickens. Yeah, hold on 1 second, that boy.
King 25, code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo.
Got him.
Yeah, he's hold on 1 second, Rock out. I'm on the phone with the veto authorities. His name is that boy OD. His emoji looks like a Jamar Chase emoji. Yeah, he just committed a fantasy football felony. Bro, that's great. That's great. I appreciate your super chat first and foremost, that boy. I love Okonkwo and I love DJ Moore, but this is how objective I am. About players I love, I can sit here and go, okay, Pickens and Moore, that's close enough. You get Andrews over Okonkwo. It's not even fair. Like that's a straight up, robbery. Okay, go ahead, Rock out.
Yeah, in the Marsman, are there any veto police?
In the Marsman, are there any veto police? What do you mean?
Veto in far as vetoing trade.
Oh, in the Marsman League, I got to get the rules written and talked out. So that's a great point. I think no. I think the only time we'll have a vote and I do believe in this concept. I know a lot of people don't like vetoes, and I don't. I think it's ridiculous. I think there's no vetoes.
Either.
The only time veto should be available is if someone wants to literally call out somebody for cheating and collusion or cheating. Whatever. Cheating could be like like for example, somebody gets upset. And look, this happens. I've done this for a long time. I'm telling you. People get upset all the time. It's the weirdest thing. Fantasy football brings out the worst in people sometimes. If somebody does something crazy that's considered like cheating, unethical, rash, like let's say we've had somebody say, I'm out of this league, and they drop all their players. Like, there has to be a vote in place. Like, let's say they drop Barkley. They're like, screw this. I'm gonna screw everybody. Drop Barkley, and someone picks up Barkley. Like, I don't want to be the person. I'll probably just override that without much of a vote. But every league needs to have when someone calls something out and the commissioner, you trust the commissioner to say, I will totally let you guys vote on this. And it's literally like a unanimous vote, where the 2 people involved or the 3 people involved or 2 people involved don't get their vote counted. But if every other person votes to overrule something or make a big change, that would be the way that we could get through something. If it was crazy and we had to take something to a vote. Past that, there's no veto, and I will shoot down some stupid request if someone says that trade shouldn't go. No, there's no veto. They're big boys, and that's that. All right, Rock Out. I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready for the Dynasty channel. Call in on the Dynasty channel, Rock Out. We'll need a caller on that. Anyway.
All right, see you there.
All right, we'll see you there. Okafor, final 10, 15 seconds. I'm hanging up after 15 seconds. Go. Okafor, you got 9 seconds. Okafor, you got 4 seconds. Okafor, you must be on mute. We'll see you later. Bobby, you got 18 seconds. We gave you 3 of Okafor's. Go.
Zay Flowers and Sky Moore. Thoughts on them?
What about him?
Which one are you taking?
Choose. Zay. Zay is a route running monster. Route running monster, my guy.
Sounds good to me.
All right, later, pal. Jocelyn, final 10 seconds. Go.
I'll let you know who I pick, either Kincaid or Quentin Johnson next week, bro. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, hey, trust your gut. Don't just make me. I don't want to brute force make you change your mind. You know what I mean. You love Quentin Johnson as much as I love Kincaid. There's something to that. Follow it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, later, Jocelyn. Appreciate you, man. Travis, final thoughts. I'm gonna go on the Dynasty channel if you want to jump on that.
Yeah, someone in the chat was asking about Rashee Rice. So I'll just ask Rashee Rice and Richie James, which one do you think ends up the bigger piece in fantasy? And do you have any thoughts on the 2 of them?
Yeah, they're both kind of like new to the offense, right? And picking up this KC offense is really hard. It's one of the most dynamic playbooks and hardest offenses to learn in the National Football League. And they both seem to be picking it up pretty well. So that's good. And it's hard to really determine which one might be behind. But we've seen guys appear like they're going to be in a big role, and then they aren't when they're new. Andy Reid can thrust a rookie or a new addition. Like Tony was not a rookie, but he was a new addition. Sky Moore was a rookie and a new addition. There's all kinds of, examples of where he doesn't rush people along. They're getting to know the offense. Richie James was really, really good in New York. I was really, really excited about, him potentially landing somewhere. Casey's interesting, but it's very crowded. Rice has got the draft capital to maybe make some noise and get into a lineup spot. I think he looks really good. I think he's got probably more upside because I feel like there's more ceiling with him. I do like Richie James a lot.
Big guy.
Yeah, I'm torn on it, bro. I'm torn on it.
Yeah.
I lean Rashee Rice, but barely. He had a good game today. And on that note, I'm going to go over the news real quick after I have you jump off the call and then handle these 2 super chats. We have news here real quickly. I didn't get to that at the beginning. I should have, but I'll see you over on the Dynasty channel. If you can call in, that'd be great. If not, no problem, Travis.
All right. See you there, Smitty.
All right, later. Bye. Charles T with a super chat, $5 holler says, thank you, Smitty. Just got me through my 3-hour layover at this trash airport. Kelsey creeping up all my drafts. Moon Man, Charles T out. Appreciate you, Charles T. I'm sorry you're in a weird situation there at the airport. Appreciate you listening here and hanging out. Also got Javante says Blake's first super chat. That's tied to this one. Drafted today in one of my leagues, 5th overall out of 12. Bijan, great pick. Pacheco, St. Brown was your 2nd drafted player. Nice work. Watson, Devontae Smith was your third drafted player. Watson was probably your 4 or 5. Burrow was your 4 or 5. This is a good team. It's a good team. London, yeah, you didn't take any sort of misstep anywhere. I mean, that's a really, really good squad. I couldn't really say there was anything I wouldn't have done. Those are all very good picks. Exactly where those players go, if not a little higher, and arguably, better players than their ADP. So I love this team. You did a great job. Kincaid, London. Is this a dynasty or redraft? I don't see that anywhere, but either way, it's a great team, and it's kind of built for either one. And then Javonte, as you said, that's fantastic. And thank you, Blake, for dropping that super chat. If I missed anybody's super chat, please let me know. Space Ricky says Terry's on patrol. Bit, please. Sure. Space Ricky, you still here? I'm sorry about the delay on this. I don't know how I pulled that up and then I didn't do anything with it. Terry's on patrol.
Terry, he's scary.
Looks like I'm wearing Terry's face.
Terry's on patrol. Terry's on patrol.
Thank you, Space Ricky, for dropping that. I'm sorry, it took me a while to hit that question or request. I will see you guys all on the Dynasty channel in a minute. We got 242 people in here. The Dynasty channel link is right here. Please subscribe. We'll be going live on the Dynasty channel in just a few minutes here after I hang up here. Let me just get through this news real quick. I took me 2 hours and 15 minutes to get to it. Devon A-Chain was suffered a shoulder injury and was carted off the field. We'll have to see how this ends up shaking out tomorrow. But there's some concern that there's an issue, but maybe escape some of the. I've heard some rumblings. We'll just wait till tomorrow. Javonte Williams rushed 3 times for 12 yards in his Broncos preseason debut against the 49ers, adding 4 catches for 18 yards. A lot of usage for a guy coming off an ACL tear in the preseason, so he's clearly way ahead of schedule. Brock Purdy completed 4 or 5 passes for 65 yards. Deebo Samuel looking smooth. The offense looking pretty good. I mean, the Niners look like they got some rhythm. So as long as they can keep their quarterback healthy, they might have a real nice shot at going at the Eagles in 2023. But we'll see. The quarterback's been their crutch. Sean Tucker looking really good, 7 times for 37 yards. More so the 3 catches for 18 yards was impressive, but more so just the way he looked, his fluidness, his strength, his contact balance. Sean Tucker is definitely a sleeper candidate in 2023 in that Tampa Bay offense. The guy was a huge prospect of mine, and then he just kind of kept getting hit with the old, he's not cleared for the combine, he's not cleared for pro days, he's not cleared for anything, didn't get drafted, and then it's like you fall out of favor, even in my eyes, when teams aren't able to draft you because your draft capital is low, the investment in the team is low, lot less chance, not impossible. Arian Foster was an unrestricted, undrafted free agent. So it's just possible you could rise up, but it's a lot harder is all. Jordan Love, again, completed 5 of 8 passes for 84 yards and 1 touchdown, looking phenomenal. And that's what we started this whole show on. We've got Spears looking better and better every game. Look, maybe I'm not giving this guy enough credit. I'll admit I don't think I'm wrong, but I think that, at his ADP, which is like double-digit round territory, what's the harm? He's been looking good every time he touches the ball. He's got 1 ACL, though. He's got 1 ACL, so I'm scared to death this guy's going to just get injured. Spears rushed 7 times for 57 yards and 1 touchdown. Such an explosive runner. Time to take notice. That one I'm a little late to the party on, I admit. But, good ADP, I'm okay with it. Jaylen Warren ran once for 62 yards. He's just explosive. I don't know that he'd do well at a full-time capacity, but he's such a crafty, injury plug and play or bye week plug and play, and cuff to Najee, almost a must cuff. He'll be on the cuff video for sure when we start talking cuffs. We got Rashee Rice pulling in 8 of 9 targets for 96 yards. That's an unbelievable little game there. And JSN looking like the monster he is. 3 of 3 targets, 58 yards, looking like a beast. Almost scored a touchdown. 4.4840. Don't listen to Okafor, who came in here talking mad cap about our boy JSN's speed. He's fine. He's getting faster every single day. I love JSN. We're doing it live. Appreciate every single one of you. I will see you on the Dynasty channel in about T-minus 3 minutes. So even if you hang out in the chat right now, I can post the link to the actual live stream in this chat right here. So if the 243 of you just kind of hang out once I end it here in the live chat, it'll stay there. I can post the link. You can just click it and go right over. So let's do that. I'll see you guys over there in T-minus like 2-3 minutes. Let's say like 2-3 minutes. All right, so wait in the live chat. I'll post the link right now. I want 243 of you in there, okay? So hang tight. Here's the link to it if you want to go there now and you just keep refreshing, or just wait here for the actual YouTube link. Hang tight. We'll go Breece Hall on the Dynasty channel.